Go Blue, everyone. Breaking news, Kirk Campbell's fired, and so much more in the aftermath of one of the greatest victories over Ohio. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live.
You guys should check out the Michigan Wolverine Live. They're out here doing great things, doing great podcasts, great live shows. They're really just doing their thing, help them blow up.
And welcome to another episode, a very special episode, I would say, of Michigan Wolverines Live. My name's John D'Adamo, and I'm going to be your host for the next couple hours. Today is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. It's our 177th episode. And as you come in, we are coming to you live from YouTube, from Twitch, from X. And if you like to do it, listen to us on your commute, we sound really good on audio too. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and Deezer. So that's fun. Go ahead and hit that like button as you come in. We're blowing this thing up today. Everybody tell everybody, okay? Hit that like button. Share this link out with a friend. Tell them to hit the like button and subscribe to Voice of College Football, and we'll tell you why in just a second. Today, we won't have a lot of time to highlight regular comments. So you're going to want to make sure if you want your thought or your question put on screen, you're going to want to send a super chat. It doesn't matter. It could be $1.99. It could be whatever. But you're going to want to send a super chat because we are coming hard at you with topics. So to help me, as always, with the Kenneth Grant tracker as we come ever closer to becoming the most popular team channel on the Voice of College Football, we got my partner in crime, TJ Ronin, in the house. What a crazy day, man.
Bro, this show's about to be nuts. The outline for the show is nuts. The to-do list is nuts, and we have so many players to talk about. We have coaches to talk about. We have portal to talk about, and we also have a flag planting debate to talk about. And you already know what side we're on, Michigan Nation. But it's good to be here, bro. The channel's booming. Everyone's already in the chat. We got a bunch of super chats. Excited, man. Excited to be here. Shout out to everybody. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. And we do want to encourage everybody to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because we're only 110 subscribers away from catching this guy, Mario Cristobal, and becoming the most popular team channel in terms of subscriber count in the entire Voice of College Football network. And then 10,000s really soon after that, man. So everybody subscribe.
Bro, so obviously everyone who's been rocking with us, we have a bunch of new viewers. We appreciate all of you guys for watching us. But we launched this graphic at the beginning of November, and we were 970 away. In just 1 month, we've almost eclipsed Miami for 1,000. So we appreciate all you guys subscribing. The channel has just exceeded our expectations in terms of growth and all of that. So shout out to you guys. If you are not subscribed, you're new to the channel, please subscribe because let's be honest, we are Michigan. We are the best. We have the most wins. We have the greatest uniforms, the greatest, the greatest fight song, the most wins of all time. So we better have the most subscribers of all time in the Voice of College Football Network. We greatly appreciate all of you guys being a part of this.
Absolutely. We got everybody here. We got GT, we got Loki, we got Steven, we got Beats and Treats, all of our members, Slade Expectation, Deuce is here, Blue Wolverines here, everybody's here. All hail Michigan, A-Shroud, you name it, they're here. Keegan's here, all of our members. So thank you all so much for coming in. We really appreciate all of you. And we also really appreciate the Win Agency. So the Win Agency is the great company that has sponsored our Michigan Postgame Live and also now the Michigan Wolverines Live Tuesday show as well. So we do have a special video that they put together in honor of Bryce Underwood's recent commit.
Hey, Michigan fans, Lisa with Win Agency, and we are so excited about the latest recruiting news. Bryce, we are so happy you're staying home to play for the Maize and Blue, and we know you will continue to make us proud of our home football team. For those of you who need health insurance, we encourage you to follow Bryce's lead and work with the home team here at Win Agency. We only have until December 15th to get a January 1st effective date, so make sure you don't miss your signing day deadline. If your current agency is as friendly as Brian Kelly, give us a call here at Win Agency and let us help you out. Welcome, Bryce and friends, and go blue.
Listen, you don't want a Brian Kelly agent. If you have a Brian Kelly agent, you're doing it wrong. Give Win Agency a call. They are the Sharon Moore of agencies. They are the way to go. Appreciate Win Agency. Always great to have our friends supporting the channel.
Very true. And TJ, we already have 8 super chats and memberships. Rambo has just joined the Connor Stallions espionage team.
Mama, hey, listen, if anyone deserves to be a part of the Connor Stallions espionage team, it's Rambo.
It's Rambo.
And I also believe Rambo, I think, and I could be wrong, but I believe he reached out to me on social media, asked how he could watch the show today. Wow. Appreciate that, bro. Welcome to the community. Glad to have you here. We can use a Rambo in the Connor Stallions espionage team. We got plenty of objectives in the near future. The Michigan Manifesto does live on.
It does. And yes, you are a guardian of the manifesto now as a Connor Stallions espionage member. You also get input in our content. You also get to be part of our members only hangout that's coming up in a couple weeks. The emojis, all of that good stuff comes at our top tier of membership. Detective Loki with the 5. Ryan Day's the best coach in the nation. His teams are tough as nails and ready for the big games. A true leader of men. Next stop, winning the college football playoffs. So Loki is making the case for the lifetime contract for third base Ryan Day.
Is he wrong? Ryan Day deserves a lifetime contract.
Absolutely.
We all can see the excellent coaching. We understand he has the best. John, he's got the best winning percentage in college football, even better than Kirby Smart. You cannot fire Ryan Day. Too good of a coach. Lifetime contract.
Absolutely true. Elisha, no more wide receiver bubbles on 3rd and 12. Hopefully not as many curls and other things as well. So we're going to get to that as our first topic. So thanks, Elisha, for coming back for another show.
It's a new era at Michigan.
Facts. Ryan Hall with the 10. Just simply, Ryan Day is soft. And
Ryan Hall, I don't know what you're talking
mic.
about. Greatest coach of all time.
Greatest
coach of all time.
GT with the 5. I feel like with Kirk being fired instead of demoted, our new OC has his own plans for the QB coach. Could be.
I think that is very accurate. We're gonna find out with the new OC coach. We do have some names for you guys. I am gonna share the names that I heard. If you know anyone, obviously anyone's been watching us. 2 weeks ago, I had some names for you. I did not share them, but I will give them tonight.
Absolutely. And we are blowing up today right now. Please, everybody, hit that like button on your way in. It really just takes a second, and it helps even add even more. Buzz, no to the UNLV OC, please. Not a good fit. He's not one of our names, so good news. Not on my list. Tom Bouchard has gifted a Voice of College Football membership for the Those Who Stay Will Be Champions tier. So let's see who got it. It's Chuck Brewer. So congrats, Chuck Brewer, on 30 days of Those Who Stay Will Be Champions membership. Hit refresh and enjoy your new emojis. Elisha, the legendary Samaj the Flame Morgan is next. Look out. Transfer portal. Who knows? This is an interesting one. Was Gus Johnson giving Ryan Day a foot massage?
Gus Johnson letting us all down, man. I'll tell you what.
Rough call.
Damn it, Gus.
Rough day for him.
Yeah, I thought you were better than that, man. And
Elisha continues with Gus with the baby oil theft. So thanks, Elisha really bringing out the theories here.
I don't. Where's the lie?
I don't
see the lie. Elijah's on it.
Aaron, thank you for the 5. Go blue. Go Blue
Go
right
Blue.
back at you, Aaron, and a YouTube member on top of that. Thank you for that. And finally, Elisha with the 5. Jack Sawyer took a senzu bean after the game to put up a better fight. Lol. Did you see that video of Mason Graham making Sawyer cry after the game?
Bro, okay. So speaking of Mason Graham, that was one of the hardest things, period. Like, so he was doing the interview with the All-American girl, Jenny Taft, right? And he notices the commotion going on behind him. He's like, oh, yo, he's like, what's up? Turns around, sees the ruckus, straps the helmet, and if anyone watches the replay, he goes front line, bro. Like, just front line. And this one dude actually gives him a dap. But like, Mason Graham was like ready for it. And that's a first round draft pick who just does not, he's just there for his boys. So like, yeah, shout out to Mason Graham. That was hype. That was hype as hell.
There it is. And with that, we are up to date and we're ready to start some topics. And of course, the first topic, we must begin with the breaking news that I learned while I was on a bit of a journey on the Metro. I saw this news come in, and Michigan OC Kirk Campbell. If you're watching our show, you're not shocked about this. Has been fired, and the tight ends coach Steve Kasula is going to be the interim offensive coordinator. But in reality, let's be honest, it's going to be Sharon calling the plays in the bowl game.
Right.
But wow. I mean, 129th in the country on offense. Not a shock.
Oh, I thought we were 128, John. How?
Okay, one of those.
You're probably right.
It's really low.
Right. You're probably right. Yeah, I mean, listen, he unfortunately did not put the offense in a good position. We all know it. It had no identity. It had no rhythm. It had no structure. He just was not it. And Sharon Moore trusted him, and the offense took a hit. I mean, just flat out. And not only was the offense lacking in terms of offense output, but there was a lack of development from the quarterback position. Although, I guess you could argue Davis Warren got a little bit better, but even so, it just was not to the standard at Michigan, and it was time to go.
Yeah, and you said it already. Just when only the service academies are worse, that's when you know it's really, really bad. And look, do I think that there was some good running action, and do I think Colston Loveland did a good job with what they were given? Yes. But not good. It is nowhere good enough. Maybe he can go to a group of 5 program. Maybe he can be a quarterback coach at another school and then work his way back up to an offensive coordinator. But I will thank him for helping with JJ's development in 2023, especially. I do think that JJ credits him for some of his development. So I'm going to thank him for that, and for stepping up when half the coaching staff got decided to go to the NFL with Harbaugh. So there is that, but it's now time to move on. Who should the new offensive coordinator be? Here are 5 names that we are hearing in the universe that may make a lot of sense for offensive coordinator next. And you can't not start with Dan Mullen, right? Somebody who has been an effective offensive coordinator, was part of the title run at Florida as OC, then went to Mississippi State and actually at times went toe-to-toe with the likes of Bama at a school that has no business going toe-to-toe with the likes of Bama. And finally, we all remember when he was Florida head coach and we played them, and at the Apps they put a 40 burger on us. Dan Mullen has had some effective offenses, even when he's rubbed people maybe the wrong way as a head coach.
Yeah. So Dan Mullen is the name that I heard 2 weeks ago that I was unable to share publicly. And the reason why is because Oklahoma was also trying to get Dan Mullen, right? So, and when I got that information, I also was like, oh, well, that's interesting, because anyone who's paid attention to Dan Mullen, he has said he wants to be a head coach, not an offensive coordinator. Well, it appears that the North Carolina position, they're looking at a different direction. Obviously, we know Oklahoma has now filled their offensive coordinator position. It appears, and I know there's still a lot of time for coaching turnover, that Michigan is in a good position to land Dan Mullen. Now, here's what I do know and can confirm: Michigan has been in contact with Dan Mullen, so it's not just a rumor. It's not just a name. This has been something that has been occurring behind, just gauging interest and things of this nature. I think this is a name to watch. I think this is a very strong name to watch. Now, and if anyone also has been watching us, I said, I don't know, maybe a week ago, John, I was like, I was like, listen, I've heard a name that I feel is the name, but I just recently got a second name, and we're going to get into that second name right here, John. And this is why, because there was two names that I was given in the last 2 weeks, I kind of held off on. I didn't know what direction Michigan would go in, but the next name, John, is Jason Candle.
Yes. Jason Candle, 2-time MAC Coach of the Year, won the championship in the MAC twice. And while his season this year hasn't been quite what his last two were, he is a name that has been consistently mentioned as one of the top choices.
Yeah, and what's interesting about Jason Candle, for those who aren't familiar, he actually has very dynamic offenses. He's had offenses ranked near the top of college football before. He has he runs offenses through a dual type quarterbacks, very offensively efficient, has a strong run game. He is what we would call a strong architect of an offensive strategist, right? So Jason Candle would fit that mold. I know he may not be the biggest name to some people. But he is without question he is very well respected in the college football world. He's an offensive guru. So it would be interesting to see if this is it. By the way, I'll throw this out there. If it is either Dan Mullen or Jason Candle, I am very happy with both. My ideal candidate is I'm sorry, did I say Dan Campbell? Dan Mullen. I'm sorry, I'm a Lions fan. Forgive me, guys. Dan Mullen is my ideal candidate. But if we had Jason Candle, I'd be very happy. He definitely fits what Bryce Underwood is. He would definitely build the offense around him. It'd be exciting to watch.
Absolutely. Another name that's been thrown around is a guy named Joe Moorhead. You might remember him from when he was offensive coordinator at Penn State when they were good, and when they had Saquon Barkley and they were beating Michigan in 2017. He is a candidate that can meet the moment of modern college football. He's shown he could do it in the past. Akron is not going quite that well. They're 4-8. They were 2-10 the last 2 years. They're 4-8 last year or this year.
So he may be looking for a new opportunity with a great environment, which we will have. We have the resources. We now are getting the weapons. Michigan's not effing around in terms of supplying Bryce Underwood with the resources. In terms of, listen, we know the smoke with Ty Haywood. We got Andrew Babalola in terms of offensive line strength. They're going to be getting weapons for the outside, so things like that. So yeah, this is another name that's very interesting. We'll see what Michigan does with it. One thing I want to mention for those who are familiar with our show. The Dan Mullen name, who I got that from, was the same individual who gave me the heads up on the Bryce Underwood meeting. So the Bryce Underwood meeting, the week prior to him committing, that's the new source. So for anyone who's followed along and knows our storyline, he's the individual who dropped the Dan Mullen name for me. And so far he's batting 1,000. So
there it is. So this one, So Byron Leftwich, I know he's been thrown around. As somebody who has watched a lot of Tampa Bay Bucks football, I will tell you that I believe that when they won the Super Bowl, it was Tom Brady and it was Arians just as much, if not more, than Leftwich. Just like when some of the other offensive coordinators that have worked with Tom Brady have gone to other stops, they don't do as well. I think Tom Brady plays kind of like a co-offensive coordinator role when he's your quarterback. But he is a name that's been mentioned.
Yeah, well, so the reason why this is intriguing is because he was at one time one of the hottest names in the NFL for a head coaching job. It never occurred. He right now does not have a job. So if you were to go in this direction, which again, this is not on my high end of the board here, but if you were to go in this direction, he does have NFL caliber bloodline. Like he has coordinated NFL offenses. He's seen complex defenses. You know, the college defenses are not even to the level of a NFL defense, right? So, you know, he's been a coordinator for the Super Bowl, the biggest game. So like there's an experience level, knowledge base that is truly at an elite level. So it's an interesting name. We'll see. I do feel the other names, I like the Mullen and the Candle name more, but hey, it's a name that has been floated around. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Absolutely. And finally, the last name that we've been kind of hearing off and on here is Joe Craddock. He's the current Tulane offensive coordinator. He's known for his explosive offenses. He was the youngest OC in college football in 2014. Then he goes on to Arkansas and was a Broyles Award nominee. And then he was OC for Troy, and now for Tulane in 2024. He's OC and notably also quarterbacks coach. So if they're looking for somebody to play both of those roles, given the fact that they just fired Kirk Campbell, who did both of those roles, I think this could be a candidate here to do that.
Right. And this would allow Michigan to then hire a position coach, specifically a safeties coach. So you could fire a JB Brown, who I do expect to be fired. Another coach that would be let go. This would allow you to be able to fill that role or fill that, you know, because you would have your coordinator also coaching a position. Now we'll see. It's an interesting name. It's been a name that's been kind of hot in college football. It's a respected offensive coordinator. We'll see. I like the two names we hit first. We'll see if those two names come to fruition. But this is another name that I think we should at least be aware of.
Absolutely. So let's see what happens on these names. Yep.
One thing. So a lot of people have been mentioning, we got a super chat, and we will get to it again.
Yep.
But Joe Sloan's the name that a lot of people are now, because everyone sees LSU's recruiting class is falling apart. Things don't look good in the Bayou. We all know the fan base is starting to call for Brian Kelly's job, similar to Ryan Day. But you know, you hate to see it. Ryan Day and Brian Kelly, both fan bases hate him. There's no traction that I'm aware of. There is no traction on the Joe Sloan front. And also, one thing that again, anyone who's watched this for some time, this coordinator situation has actually been in movement for some weeks now. This is not something that they're not just contacting people right now. This has already been in motion. I feel fairly confident that things are already in motion for the announcement of the next offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I have not been hearing much about Joe Sloan. There was some smoke very, very early on when the Bryce, just some speculation, not even smoke, but speculation. Given that Bryce Underwood obviously was in play to flip to Michigan, but I just don't. I don't think it's happening, to be honest with you. If it does, well, then that I think we'll all be absolutely like, whoa. And it would make logical sense with the Bryce connection.
Absolutely.
So before we do have a couple super chats, but I do just want to remind everybody, you can join our membership program as low as $2.99 a month. And you can see we've got some of these names here, some of the leaders and best tier, which is $2.99. You've got the Those Who Stay Will Be Champions tier for $4.99. And then, of course, we just had a Connor Stallions Espionage member sign up for $9.99 a month. So you can become a member here at the Voice of College Football Michigan channel. And honestly, it helps support what we do, right? It helps us do this, bring on great guests, new content, new talent, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's all possible with the membership program.
Absolutely, John. I mean, right now we are over 220 members for the channel. And also, what we also told you guys Saturday, I know it was a very long stream, 14 plus hours. Mm-hmm. Shout out to anyone who rocked with us. I know some of you did. I've gotten some people who've hit me up on social media saying their sleep cycle's messed up. Mine too. Don't feel bad. We're all going through it. But we are going to be doing so not only do we do a monthly hangout for our members who are on the those who stay or higher tier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the third Monday of every month where we do a little bit of a private hangout, and we talk some good stuff. And then we are also bringing a new show to our members, which will now be a monthly show that we're going to be having a very unique cast of individuals. I don't want to give too much information away because we're kind of all holding it back a little bit, but we're going to have a new monthly show that we're pretty excited about that will be just for the members. And we're doing this because we have so many members. We want to give you guys something very unique, very fun. We think you guys will all enjoy it. I'm pretty excited about it.
I am too. It's going to be a fun time. So everybody buckle up, join now, especially Connor Stallion's tier, hint, hint. So you might want to do that. But yeah, so let's get to some we have so many great contributions here. JAF the second or two, with the two, is a member and says, "Fuck OSU was that game. Their pain made me hard." So, hey,
we all got our quirks, man. I'm not mad at you. I get it. I'll just say I get it, man.
GT with the 5. I hope Brohio cashed out on the documentary because his stock goes down by the day. Yeah, that was still one of the silliest things I've seen in a while.
What a clown.
I'm still, every time I go on the Buckeye podcast, because sometimes I stop by there, I stir shit up a little bit. Hey, is Brohio here? I'm trying to find him. It's kind of like Where's Waldo? Because it's shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a clown, dude. Clown.
Columbus Wolverine. Wow. So with the 5, that's
good
rough, man. Rough to be in Columbus, but he's representing. Born a Buckeye, switched in 4th grade. Great decision. This win means everything. Does Jaden Davis stay now that Brady Hart is gone?
It's gonna be a tough one. So here's the thing on Jaden Davis. Okay, we know that he, along with his family, embrace competition. They said previously during his recruitment that they were actually recruiting Bryce Underwood. They wanted him to come to Michigan. Well, he's now coming to Michigan. We'll see. I mean, listen, I thought Brady Hart was going to stay in the class. So what the hell do I know? I mean, here's the reality. When you get a quarterback like a Bryce Underwood on the team, and obviously he's getting paid what he's being paid, you might feel some kind of way. Let's just say I would not be surprised if he did enter the portal, but if he didn't enter the portal, I would not be surprised either, because I do believe that he feels that he can compete for that opportunity. So, we'll see. Well, it's something we're going to have to monitor. I have no answers on this one.
We continue to gain more viewership, so go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. It just takes a second. And if you hit the subscribe button and you hit the bell, then you're going to get notified when we have content. And we're putting out content pretty much daily, lives, clips, shorts. TJ's got some new shorts out. So check all that out.
Yeah.
JR with the 5. Michigan has an identity. Hit you in the mouth football. Hopefully Moore keeps that mentality with the new OC. Let's extend the pass game and play action.
Yeah. No, all right. So this is a great super chat. So one thing I can confirm is that Michigan wants to maintain a power run game with a more dynamic passing attack. So that is 100% going to remain in Michigan's identity. You can see this through recruiting. You can see this through the offensive linemen they're going after, such as Babaloa, such as Ty Haywood. You got Gatch, and then you also have Strayhorn. These are dogs. These are maulers. That's not going to change. That is definitely not. That is not something we got to worry about, I don't believe.
Yeah, I think regardless of who gets picked, the pass game it's going to be more balanced. I think that's a fairly safe bet. More play action. They did try play action this year. It just rarely worked. That's why I think maybe it looked like we didn't have play action, but they did try play action. Just didn't work.
You need wide receivers to get open, John, and you need a quarterback to throw them the ball. So, I mean, those are two variables that matter in play action.
Facts. Nick with a content suggestion here. at the $1.99, change opening song to Sexual Healing Marvin Gaye. Well, Nick, I would accept. We don't want to catch a copyright.
That's right. YouTube is strict, man. Like so for those who don't know, you know that Bryce Underwood commitment video, we got hit for copyright on that because of the Kanye West song. So they're very sensitive on this copyright thing. So we cannot F around with YouTube. The AI is watching.
Yep. That's why we use the song that we do, because we actually have approval from the artist to do it. So that's why we use the song we do. Elisha, did Brady Hart leave because he knew Kirk was gone? No, I don't think so.
Nope. So the reason he left is because he wanted to reclassify and do 2025. And Michigan obviously was not. We got a Bryce Underwood. We did not want to have him reclassify. That's why you heard the smoke a few weeks back. It wasn't that Michigan was pushing for a reclassification. It's actually something they wanted to do because he's already completed all of his academic courses at the high school level. So he didn't want to waste a year. Well, that obviously goes in conflict with what we're doing. And it's so disappointing because I'm telling you, man, if Brady Hart, we all know this, I'm not saying anything we don't know. If Brady Hart would have maintained and stayed in that 26 class, it would have been an excellent player to rally that class around and continue the torch after Bryce Underwood. But it is what it is. Michigan will be okay. The track record for quarterbacks who reclassify is not good. The only one that I've seen who's done anything with it is Quinn Ewers. He's the only one.
Yeah. I do want to mention, I can't find it now, but DDR said, I just gave to City Dogs Rescue in honor of Gizmo. I can't find the comment now, but I want to just say thank you for that. That's where I found Gizmo with City Dogs Rescue in DC. And so thank you for saying that. I can't find it now, but just know I did see that. So thank you. Richard Morris, Joe Sloan, we covered that one already. We highlighted it. Thank you for your contribution. Ryan Hall with 5 gifted Those Who Stay Will Be Champions memberships. Congratulations to JRM0979, DVZK, Buzz Boozer, or Buser, Jake Lavaki, and Thomas Bennett. All of you just got 33 days of Those Who Stay Will Be Champions membership. Hit refresh, enjoy your new emojis, enjoy your badge, and welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that, Ryan. And
it just continues. Go Blue Florida boy. How about Denbrock from Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, so he's not a name that I've heard at all. It's also not a name that I've even seen in the public sphere. Also, word is Marcus Freeman could be a potential candidate if Ohio State were to move on from Ryan Day as a name to be aware of. So you never know. So you would think Marcus Freeman would want to take him to Ohio State with him if that was the kid. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think Ryan Day is going anywhere, even if they don't do well in the playoffs. I just don't think they're paying that $36 million buyout. And I hope they don't. Stay around.
Absolutely. Vijay, Jordan Davis for wide receiver coach.
So this is an interesting name. I'm very aware of Jordan Davis. This is a up and comer in the college game. He's the offensive coordinator for North Texas. They have a pretty dynamic offense, actually. I would not be opposed to this. And the reason why I wouldn't be opposed to this is because he has Texas pipelines. He's very versed in that area. It would be interesting. Now what's interesting also now with our wide receiver coaching, recruiting wise, Ron Bellamy's actually doing a solid job here. So he's actually, I think, ranked 5th in the Big Ten out of all recruiters or something along those lines. So it'll be interesting to see if he's one of the coaches that Sharon Moore wants to move on from. I prefer we do move on from Ron Bellamy, but we'll just have to see where it goes.
Yes.
But no, Jordan Davis is definitely a name to know. I mean, at least if you're a college football fan, up and comer for sure.
Yeah, and watch this space because in about probably an hour and change, we'll be talking about that. Elisha, with the 2, what position do we need more in the portal, wide receiver or D-line? We do have one name to report, when we get to that segment on wide receiver?
Well, so this is a great question.
It is a great question.
Because we all are aware Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham and Josiah Stewart are gone.
Yep.
Although there is rumor that Michigan's going to try and get Kenneth Grant to stay. There's apparently legs to that. We'll see. But wide receiver, we have a drastic need. Now, I guess the true answer, Elijah, is how do we close our recruiting now? And we are going to get into recruiting, and there's going to be some names at the wide receiver position we're going to talk about. We're even going to talk about portal a little bit. Defensive line, obviously, we just landed Nate Marshall. Damn, it's a tie though. We need them both. I mean, we need an experience. We need experienced wide receivers, because even if you get these young wide receivers like an Andrew Marsh, or another name I'm going to talk about in the recruiting segment, which I'm going to save for you guys. I'm going to tease it a little bit. And then defensive line, though, it's probably defensive line, though, honestly. Because all right, you have Rayshon Benny, great, but you're going to need another edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't trust, even though I feel Derek Moore is going to return. You have TJ Gott developing, yes, but is he going to be ready to take that full role in full capacity? I'm not too sure. And you need something alongside Rayshon Benny. I don't think Enow Ed is ready. I think he needs to be a rotational piece next year. It's probably defensive line, which is tough. It's tough to say that because we do need wide receivers.
Yeah,
Trenches win.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna cop out and say both. I don't think I can weight one over the other. We need both equally.
It's not wrong.
Elisha, really excited for Zeke, Barham, Hausman next year. Yep. We're gonna really.
And Rod Moore's back.
Rod Moore,
will be back for another year. Yes, very exciting. And then Caleb Sullivan, probably the Caleb Sullivan breakout year next year. I'm sorry, Cole Sullivan. I'm not Caleb Sullivan. Cole Sullivan.
Right, Cole Sullivan. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, he was injured. He got an injury, I believe, but obviously, hopefully he'll be able to rest up, be good to go for fall. Anthony Meyer Jr. Has joined the Those Who Stay Will Be Champions membership tier. So thank you for that. Enjoy your emojis, enjoy your badge, and in a couple of weeks, so on the 16th. At 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have a members-only stream. We do it every month, and it's a great time. And we share intel and we share things that we can't share to thousands of people on our live shows. And
the portal should be hot. So it opens up on the 9th. It'll only be 1 week in. It should be pretty hot then. So we show a bunch of good information.
Elisha with the 5. Michigan's 2025 starting wide receivers: Peyton O'Leary, Julian Fleming, and Mark Roger, worth $20 million. Not to be confused with Mark Rogers, voice of college football. I think he's out of eligibility. Who knows? But yeah, is Peyton O'Leary is he coming back?
I don't know. I got to look at the eligibility factors. I don't know where we are with that. That's so I guess that probably should be our homework. We should probably figure out all the eligibility for everybody.
Yeah, that's definitely a good off-season topic for sure. All righty. And let's see. Yeah, send. We got Antoine here. He's back. He's back this week on Maze Madman. He's back on our show. That's awesome. That send Mark Rogers across the middle. Will Nate Marshall play edge or inside like Benny, Elisha? So we are about to talk about Nate in a little bit here.
Well, so I believe he's a 5-tech. Now, it is going to depend on how he grows into his body, but to me, he's a 5-tech. I think he's a good close end. I think he even has the potential to play rush end. I read that he actually slimmed down. He's actually down from 265 down to like about 246. So it'll be interesting to see. My anticipation is he will be placed at the 5-tech, which is the edge position, and then as he develops, go through strength and conditioning, maybe they move him into a Chris Jenkins hybrid role.
Yeah. TBD. We are going to watch a little bit of film in a second here just to show what he's been able to do for senior year, but we'll see on that. Nick with the 2, U of M basketball going to win the Big Ten. Dusty beatdown.
Yeah, they play at 9 tonight against Wisconsin, so I'm interested to see how the boys do. And I believe Wisconsin's undefeated. I think I read that. So
Shows
Yeah.
you that a change at head coach can really, it can really impact your team. I mean, literally, it's been one off season and a couple of months here.
The turnaround is insane, and anyone who's watched Michigan basketball, the defensive turnaround is the biggest eye opener. Although, I mean, truthfully, the shooting's also just been wonderful. So, I mean, yeah, it's fun to watch. I'm excited for the season.
Say it ain't so, Yak. What's your thoughts on UNLV OC Brennan Marion? And second question about UNLV's OC.
So I know he has a creative scheme. You know, I think it was the I forgot what it's called, the run and shoot offense or something like that. It's just not a name I've heard. It's just not a name that I've had said to me privately or publicly. It's just not a name that I've heard. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a surprise. I didn't see Nate Marshall coming either. So you never know. These things happen.
True. Elisha, Nate Marshall is a 5-star on Rivals. I know they suck.
Well, listen, every now and then you're right. And they're right because Nate Marshall is a hell of a player. I'm a big fan of Nate Marshall. Was very frustrated when he left, but glad he's back. Very glad he's back. That's a big get for our defensive line. Oh, that's right. It's the go-go offense. That's right. Kioki, our boy Kioki in the chat. Go-go offense. That's correct. Thank you, Kioki.
Thanks, Kioki. Friend of the program. And of course, we've had Micah Kapana on the show. Kioki has called in, and great to have you here as always. Wolverine Casual with the 5. Have you heard anything about the coaches resolving the issues surrounding Nate Marshall's decommitment? Surprised to see him in the class.
So I was actually going to save this for our recruiting segment, but what occurred was Nate Marshall actually reached back out to Michigan. He built the bridge back, even though there was frustration with how he left and flipped to Auburn, the way he did it without really informing the coaching staff well. He reached back out to Michigan right after Bryce Underwood committed. So he rebuilt the relationship, and I got a little more on this, I'll say, for the recruiting summit, but it's very interesting how this went down, and it's also very interesting the result today. No one saw this coming. I'll just let you get nobody.
None of us.
I had no idea myself, and then if you look at anyone else who was tapped in or any insider anywhere, no one saw this coming.
It was shocking.
We'll talk more about it. Yeah, we'll talk more about it.
Aaron Burke with the 5. Do you think Jalen Williams will recommit to Michigan with Marshall back in the mix?
Man, John, they just want to jump into
recruiting right now. Recruiting. We're going to get to all this. I promise you.
I will hit on Jalen Williams. I promise I'll hit on Jalen Williams.
JR, yes. Yeah. Any more recruiting questions? We're going to just say we're saving it. So
yes,
we don't want to. With the 5, give you all a shout out for your hard work. Respect all the good information. Bunch of amazing Blue fans here in Idaho. Go Blue. Go Blue to you too, JR. Thank you so much.
My man, thank you.
And so we're going to answer this. We'll get to it in the recruiting segment, but we will read it. Do we still take Moten with Marshall committed? We'll get to it.
Okay. I was going to say 100% yes. Fuck it. Yes.
Okay. Fuck it.
Yes, we do.
All right. Elisha, after OSU lost, Ryan Day ran to his mom's house into the attic and grabbed his Woody and Buzz Lightyear toys and cuddled them with a maxi pad on. So facts. Sources have said
he just wants to be comfortable, bro. Okay, everybody, everybody has their thing, I guess, and that's his thing. So,
Elisha's on fire today. I wonder if Gus was ovulating when Sawyer caught that INT. The way he called that game, Fox must have. Oh my God, yeah. Gus was on some shit on that game.
Yeah, I don't know what was for sure. Man, I don't get it, bro. I don't understand. I don't, and it sucks because I know he claims to be a fan of our program. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand.
Nick with the 2 Team Web baby, and EJ. This is a super chat, so we read the super chats word for word. But he says, "F EJ Holland, he ruining things."
Listen, we do not partake in the site wars, but we do observe the site wars, and it is very interesting site wars going on right now. If anyone's not familiar, well, you should be familiar. EJ Howland and Sam Webb do not like each other, so very interesting how EJ had an interview with Shamari Earls today to kind of put to rest some of the rumors from one side of the argument right now. But it's very interesting. We do not partake in the site wars; we just observe them.
And last one is Rambo, who just joined our Connor Stallions espionage tier with the 5. Dream scenario for me would be getting Jerome Miles and Micah Hudson on campus together, roll out the red carpets, King Portnoy emoji as well.
Yep. Hey, you forgot Queen Jolene.
And
we got
Queen,
the Queen
yeah,
Jolene
add,
emoji. Don't forget Queen Jolene.
Got to add
Just
her
gained
too.
a new territory. She just gained a new territory to the kingdom this Saturday. That we planted our flag. That's ours now. Jerome Miles is a name we will hit on in the recruiting segment. Very interesting. Micah Hudson is also obviously a dynamic player. I will say this. I'm very confident Michigan is going to be targeting some I would say, good wide receiver prospects, close, maybe possibly elite. There's one name we've been hearing, can't share it yet because the portal's not happened and they haven't entered it yet. But there is one name that I promise you is might have to go live if it happens. So might have to go live if it happens. It's big time.
Absolutely. So here we go. We're back to content now. Thank you all so much for your contributions, and we will get to more super chats later in the show. Michigan defeated. It feels so good to say for the 4th straight year in a row, Michigan beat Ohio State 13-10. And you know, we talked a lot in the post-game show about the culture of the program, and there are questions. Can Sharon Moore retain their culture in this NIL era with the money that's being reported for Bryce and others? And I think you saw the first real data point that the answer is yes, because you don't win that game if in that scenario when you're 6-5 Michigan team otherwise, right? Like a lot of teams would crumble. We've seen it happen before at other programs, Texas A&M, Florida State. These are programs where they fall on rough times and they just stop trying. Michigan, every player that was on that field just tried their hardest. They fought their hardest. They wanted it more. You don't beat the number 2 team in the nation at Columbus. I know Ohio people say, well, Ohio did it all because they just didn't do what they were supposed to do. Michigan didn't do anything. Well, Michigan had to make plays, and Michigan had to do things to stop Ohio's offense to be able and get those picks. Like Michigan had to do things to secure that win. It's not just that Ohio tripped over themselves a million times. Michigan did have to make plays.
100%. 100%. I mean, that was a culture win. I mean, you know, think about the players who are projected to be drafted highly. We know Will Johnson and Colson Loveland were going through injuries, you know, potentially. You know, but look who did play. And then look at the way they played. Look at the way this team played. That team did not go into Columbus scared. They came. Yes, thank you, Tim. Shout out to Tim, our guy, host on the USC Voice of College Football channel. My
USC host in the house.
Yep. Hey, we did it for you, Tim. We beat him for you, man. At Ohio State. But you know, you do not go into, like, if anyone watches the video of Michigan walking out of the tunnel into the Ohio State Stadium, they were ready for this, man. They were ready for it. Sharon had them prepared for battle, and honestly, Michigan did exactly what they needed to do to secure that victory, and just excellent. Considering Colson Loveland didn't play, considering Will Johnson did not play, the fact we held their entire offense in check. I mean, yes, Chip Kelly's a moron running it up the A gap against Kenneth Grant and Mason. Whatever, bro. They did it. We were ready for it, and we handled it. I mean, just Sharon Moore definitely earned himself a lot of, I would say, runway in terms of security and confidence and trust going forward.
Absolutely. And you know, we're gonna talk about that with the various commitments and stuff coming up about the culture and about some of these players that have decided to, hey, I'm going to come to Michigan now. But before we do, I think we do need to address something that happened on Saturday and kind of put a bow on it once and for all here at Michigan at the Voice of College Football, and it's the flag planting debate. So Baker Mayfield, otherwise known as Shake and Bake, did make a statement on this in the press conference. current Buccaneers QB, at one point was Oklahoma's QB and planted the flag at Columbus, was the kind of the famously did it. And then of course Michigan does it. And he says, you know what, let him play. Oklahoma and Texas do it to each other every year. Let them play. The fact is, if you don't want Michigan to plant the flag in your stadium, win the game. Then, maybe beat a 6-5 team that's missing its two best players. Maybe do that, and then Michigan won't plant the flag at your stadium.
Absolutely. And let me also just make this very clear. Flag planting in college football is great for college football. Mm-hmm. It, without question, intensifies games, rivalries. It brings additional pageantry to college football. It is no question, in my opinion, it also makes it more exciting. If you look at anybody's reaction outside of Buckeyes, because Buckeyes are soft, anyone's reaction to what occurred this weekend, other fan bases loved it. And how many fan bases, I know a lot of you are going to feel me here. How many fan bases said, oh, that rivalry really is the number one rivalry. They really do have the best rivalry in college football, all sports, but in college football, right? So first of all, Michigan, Texas planted their flag on our stadium. Oregon planted their flag. This is how it goes. You earned the right to plant that flag. And you're right, John. If you do not want us to plant our flag on your 50-yard line, do something about it in those 60 minutes. You didn't. And don't come fighting now after you got your ass kicked during the game, because you're already soft. You look even more soft. Your coach looks shell-shocked. Ryan Day didn't know what the hell was going on. I mean, that scene of Ryan Day watching Jack Sawyer going nuts on that coach or whatever, and then just what is going on? What do you mean what's going on? Your team's battling at the 50-yard line. You're completely out of your mind right now. You're not front line with your team. You're not trying to solve the issue or fix it. You're just sitting there watching, observing, not knowing what the hell is going on with the game, just like you didn't know what was going on during the game, calling 2 timeouts in a row, clown ass Ryan Day. I mean, it is just amazing to me, the reaction from the Buckeye fan base on this flag planting situation, because the reality is, if you win it, you earned it. And if you don't like it, handle your business next game. Is what it is, man. Is what it is. I don't want to hear crap, and I hope the NCAA never takes this away or makes it a penalty. This needs to be a thing, because after teams saw what we did, and they copied us. You saw how many teams started planting flags that Saturday. It was amazing, though. It was beautiful. Rivalry weekend was beautiful. Football is alive and well. And I swear the NCAA better never touch that. Do not touch that. You allow it. I know they fine these schools $100,000 to make it seem like they really care. They don't care, because their revenue money's through the roof right now. So it's a beautiful thing to the sport. Hopefully they never touch it. And Ohio State, don't be a bitch. Just figure it out. You guys are soft. This is why you're Charmin. This is why everyone makes fun of you. All the fan bases. And that's the most beautiful thing too, John. All the rival fan bases, if anyone reads the comments on these other videos or on social media, they are roasting Ohio State right now. And it's just so beautiful, bro. It is so beautiful to watch.
It really is. And look, I mean, we didn't cry bloody murder when Texas planted the flag at the Big House. They earned it.
Earned it.
Beat the crap out of us.
That's an us problem. That's the problem. That's a you problem. Not a, you know what I mean? Like, if we beat you, that's a you problem. If they beat us, that's a us problem. Okay? Don't put blame on nobody but yourself. You got to figure that one out. Don't let it happen.
All right, everybody. Buckle up, because here we go. It is official. This was one of the shocks of the entire recruiting cycle. Nate Marshall has just flipped from Auburn to commit to Michigan again. Absolutely incredible. TJ, what were you thinking when you first heard? What do you think changed? Because we had talked about it maybe a couple weeks ago that the way that the exit happened was not great. And the vibe was not great. But did things happen with Bryce Underwood now coming? What were some of the factors that you think led to one of the number 8 247 Sports Composite number 8 D lineman in the country now coming to Michigan again?
Yeah, this is such a shock. And this also falls completely in line with what I told you guys. We knew it was known that Michigan was in contact with players that were not public. Like, this is something I shared with you guys. I knew this was happening, did not know who the hell they were talking to. I just knew there was rumblings on some bigger names. There's also another one which we will talk about, but that one's a little bit more public. We'll talk about that in the recruiting segment. There's actually two. There's two I got for you that are not whatever. Point being is, all right, Nate Marshall, bro. Everybody knows Michigan had a bad taste.
Look at that lay in the wood there in that play.
Oh, no doubt. Bro, Michigan had a bad taste in their mouth when he left the program without at least being transparent on what was going on with Auburn. He literally told Michigan, I'm a Michigan man. I'm committed to the class. I want to be a part of it. I want to help build it. And then literally just like a week or two later, jumps to Auburn without saying anything to Michigan. They felt blindsided. Michigan does not. Whenever you blindside Michigan, Michigan does take that a little personal. They're like, okay, well, we can't trust you. Well, bridges can be rebuilt, it appears. And what happened is, and as we spoke about a little earlier with the super chat, he reached back out to Michigan after the Bryce Underwood commitment. So yes, the Bryce Underwood commitment, the vision, the future, the hope, the light at the end of the tunnel, it is all seen by the entire college football world. Even our rivals see it. They're like, oh shit. Our rivals are like, oh shit. Now it's even more oh shit, because now we're getting these top-rated recruits. So because of this, behind the scenes, Michigan has been working quietly to secure this commitment. And this is a shock to everybody. There is nobody who was aware of this. Michigan did an excellent job here. And this is another thing that Michigan is trying to do now. They're trying to keep information on the low. And we all know this. If anyone's seen the public dispute right now between EJ and Sam Webb, it's because Michigan really does not want this information, things going on in Schembecker Hall, to start hitting the public, which is why it's getting a little harder to get information right now, which is why it was so quiet this last week. But even so, there is some individuals in the recruiting game I respect greatly who had absolutely zero idea this was happening. There were some who even believed he was going to be in Texas as of this morning. Even Texas people thought he was going to be at Texas. Auburn people thought they weren't keeping him. Nobody saw this one coming. Michigan was able to pull it off. This is a hell of a land. This is an elite player. Anybody who is worried about our defensive line recruiting, listen, we have 3 blue chips in Benny Patterson, Julius Holly, and now Nate Marshall. You have your strong side end. You have your Sam Backer and Julius Holly, and you have your 3 tech in Benny Patterson, who can also do like a 3-4 tech. But it's just an excellent get, John. This is a cornerstone player. And when we lost him, it was frustrating as hell. I know everybody who follows recruiting felt the same way. Major land here. Major land. Hell of a way to start National Signing Day. Yeah,
incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't think any of us saw this coming, like I said, and just a great addition to the class. You could see, and like you said, he's probably going to be a 5 tech. But what's interesting is that he has that Michigan mentality, right? He's athletic. He can be out wide, right? He can change his direction. He can chase plays. He's got the motor, but he can show physicality too. Like he's laying 100%. in that film, he was laying people out. That's what Michigan's looking for in its defenders.
Yeah, if anyone wants a more deep dive into the player, I did a player analysis on Nate Marshall earlier today. It's been uploaded for about 5 hours now. Listen, he has the bull rush power. He has a spin move in his arsenal. He's got the swim. His swim move is fundamentally sound, as I've seen it on a highlight tape at a high school level. I mean, the kid is he's pretty polished, which is why obviously he's ranked nearly a top 150, a top 50 player in the nation. This is just an excellent get for Michigan. I could not be happier, because this is how you maintain trench play supremacy in college football. It's guys like this. It's guys like Andrew Babalola. It's guys like Ty Haywood, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Wow. Apparently you got a shout out from Isaiah Hole.
Wow, I have not seen that. That'd be amazing. Big fan of Isaiah Hole.
We love Isaiah here.
Isaiah Hole was actually just on our main channel for the network with Mark Rogers.
Yep.
I think before the Ohio State game. So
yep.
Listen, we are big fans of Isaiah Hole, respect Isaiah Hole. So shout out to him. And if anyone has the clip, let me know. I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. Yep. Mentioned voice of college football. That is so cool. Well, and I think one of the reasons that we're getting the flowers, and specifically TJ, is some of these recruiting discussions. And we do have quite a few updates in our recruiting rundown, both in the upcoming class, but also in the portal. So of course, recently safety Jordan Young, who we talked about prior, has of course committed. So we've got that. Love to dive through that a little bit.
Absolutely. So just so everybody knows, we're going to be covering 18 players, not only through high school recruiting, but also portal. So stay on the lookout for that. We got you guys covered. Jordan Young committed this Sunday, the top 150 safety athlete out of the Carolinas. He was obviously committed to Clemson, flipped to Michigan. This is a situation where Lamar Morgan literally just is showing recruiting dominance in college football. He's one of the top recruiters. The defensive backs for this class is absolutely insane. We have Jaden Sanders. We have Kainoa Winston. We have Shamari Earls. We have Elijah Dotson and like a Kainoa Winston plus Jordan Young. I mean, it is just loaded. And they're not even, just so you guys know, they're trying to land another one. We'll get into that as well. It's wild. I mean, it's just another strong get, John. The talent is definitely, like, Michigan is getting to the point where it is definitely a reload, not a out of ammo situation. I mean, we are truly, especially if you look at the recruiting class right now, currently ranked 7th in the nation and climbing. We're just loading up on talent, and this is another player to help that.
Yeah, Jordan Young's very exciting, and of course another that I'm hearing a lot of good smoke about to help protect Bryce Underwood. Babalola's obviously already committed, but there is a lot of not just smoke but fire about Ty Haywood switching from Bama to Michigan. What's kind of the latest on that front?
Well, we have had the Ty Haywood situation for a little while here, John.
Mm-hmm.
And the one frustrating thing about doing a show on Tuesday at 8 p.m. is there's a lot of opportunity for people to have information, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, all that matters is Michigan getting the guys they need. But what's beautiful here, John, is it is trending so heavy to Michigan. Ty Haywood is looking to postpone his commitment to the late period, so this way he can come to Michigan and just check it out and visit it. I'm sure some are already aware of some of the intel I'm going to share here because it's been out for a little bit. But with Ty Haywood, Alabama does not anticipate him being in their class. They are already starting to look in a different direction. Michigan is the only school who was battling Alabama. So right now it's looking like a Michigan home run here. It's looking, and not only that, here's Queen Jolene, what Queen Jolene wants, Queen Jolene gets, okay? And Queen Jolene wants Ty Haywood. So, wink, wink on that one if you guys catch my drift. Ty Haywood is being aggressively pursued with NIL. So, I feel very good about Ty Haywood coming to Michigan. I think Michigan's going to eventually land him in the class, which would be gigantic because you got Andrew Babalola on the left tackle. You put Ty Haywood at right tackle. You are now protecting your most important asset, Bryce Underwood. And this is how you win at the college football level. We all know this dominating trench play. You give your quarterback time. This is football. This is how it's played, man. So I fully expect Ty Haywood to be a Michigan Wolverine, bro. I really do. And I'm excited about it. This is, for those who don't know, he's a 5-star talent, ranked top 20 in the nation. He is an extremely strong player. His technique's a little off. He plays a little high, but I mean, whatever. Those are coachable. He'll be fine. He's a 5-star. He's going to be great.
Yeah. And then, of course, on the other side of the coin, while the Ty Haywood news is really positive and really strong, it seems like Michigan may not be willing to fight Bama as hard for Derek Meadows.
This is recruiting, baby. So where you put resources in one area, you may not be putting resources in another area. And that's not to say Michigan's not putting resources at wide receiver. That's not the case. It's just Michigan is doing what I would say, and this is why you have a general manager now in college football. I would say they're taking an NFL approach. They have a slot. And what I mean by this, a slot, they have a price point or a price range they have for certain players, certain positions, etc. Derek Meadows is outside of that price range, and he's asking for more money than Michigan is comfortable giving. So it's a very interesting dynamic here. It was trending very heavy to Michigan. I felt very good. I was extremely confident Derek Meadows was going to end up in the class because he told Michigan he wanted to go to Michigan. He told Bryce Underwood he wanted to go to Michigan. Bryce and him have always talked about playing together. Derek Meadows' mentor is the former head coach at Belleville, Crowell. He's been kind of encouraging him to go to Michigan. So it's just an interesting dynamic. And the reality is, well, Alabama has a little bit more resources now, don't they? Well, they can now put those towards Derek Meadows. So it's just kind of what it is. Derek Meadows does appear to be trending to Alabama, but it is what it is because Michigan has their eyes set on other wide receivers. And the next one, John, is the one that we brought to you guys a week ago. And actually, we got credit for being the first to report this. We appreciate that. There was a guy out there who I don't know his name specifically, but he was posting our reporting. Jerome Miles is the wide receiver that Michigan has been quietly courting behind the scenes. And what's interesting is when he decommitted from USC, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Because I know Michigan's pushing here. I know they are. I know Bryce Underwood's pushing. But no, then he got crystal balled to Texas A&M, John. But you know what got really interesting all of a sudden in the last 24 hours?
What's that?
Jerome Miles is not signing on early signing period. And if you really wanted to go to Texas A&M, John, you know what you wouldn't do?
Put off your signing.
That's right. You would not put off your signing. You are allowing for other teams to get in it. And I already know Michigan's pushing here. And I already know Bryce Underwood's pushing here. So this is very interesting now. Now, I'm not guaranteeing we're landing Jerome Miles, but what I am saying is, and I do know this for an absolute fact, Michigan is trying to get some players to prolong their signing day. So this way they can get them back on campus and have a longer time frame to recruit them. Because as we all know, Michigan just really became within the last 3 to 4 weeks a recruiting powerhouse. So now you're going to try and build these relationships, connect with these players, also make sure the NIL is where it needs to be for these guys. And let's also be honest, the agents are going to take full advantage of this. The agents are going to try and, as we know, and this is why agents go up against the clock, they're going to try and increase their value for their clients. So Michigan is a program right now trying to get more than one. This is the first one we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 2 others that is trying to get them to prolong their signing period. So this way we could try to get them on campus within the next month. So stay on the lookout for Jerome Miles. Very interesting recruitment.
Yeah, that seems like it's picking up some steam. And then Andrew Olish, one who I look. Earlier, I thought, I don't know. I mean, his dad seemed kind of iffy on the offense philosophy at the time. However, with recent developments today, indicating a shift in the offense culture, and Bryce Underwood, could that be training Michigan still? Could he stick with Michigan?
There's no question those are positives, not negatives. And what's also interesting, it wasn't even just those developments. Oregon and Penn State, 2 teams that we have been battling for Andrew Olish, or at least have been trying to get Andrew Olish from us, are now trending for other tight ends. So it does appear that Andrew Olish is going to end up in the class for Michigan. Now, Andrew Olish is going to wait till Friday to sign. So the early signing period obviously starts tomorrow, Wednesday, but there's a window from Wednesday to Friday. It appears Andrew Olish is going to wait till Friday, but by all accounts, it does appear Andrew Olish is going to end up in the class, which if he does, I'm going to tell you, this kid is special. This kid is, in my opinion, the number 1 tight end in the nation. This is a dynamic player. Like, I know we love Colson Loveland, but this kid has more playmaking ability offensively. He's literally a wide receiver at the tight end position. He is special. And I know that's like, it's high praise because Colson Loveland, we all know, is a first round talent. So like, I mean, I promise I am not being hyperbolic in my analysis of Olish, but he really is that guy. And so if Michigan can land and secure his commitment for Friday, that's major. And I fully expect him and Bryce Underwood to have a very good career together. It's something we need to look out for. Again, the competitors in this recruitment are apparently fading away right now. So we'll see where it goes. We'll know more Friday. Hopefully it turns out good for the good guys.
Yeah, it's looking good for Olish. I mean, I think there's really positive. It seems to be trending in a really positive direction, so that's a good thing. Of course, Jalen Williams on your list here. So how are we doing with that one?
So this is the name. This is the name that is now popping up because Nate Marshall has now committed back to Michigan. And for those who don't know, Jalen Williams is the 3-tech defensive tackle who decommitted from Michigan just a few weeks ago and committed to Wisconsin. We all make bad decisions, but Michigan is definitely, no question, a team that needs a defensive lineman of a Jalen Williams caliber. And Nate Marshall and Jalen Williams are actually really good friends. They're both from the state of Illinois. This is strictly speculation, but I would not be surprised to see Michigan kick the tires here and Nate Marshall try and re-recruit his buddy back to the Michigan class. I would keep your eyes on the thing I'm looking for now with Jalen Williams is, does he delay his signing? Does he delay either signing on Wednesday to maybe a Thursday or a Friday, which might be all Michigan needs because he already knows the program. He's familiar. He's been here a million times. Or does he delay to the late signing period? And if he does any of those things, I would keep your eyes out. That's obviously a good sign for Michigan. If Michigan's willing to take Nate Marshall back, I don't see why they would not take Jalen Williams back.
I'm with you there. So yeah, I mean, look, it seems like now anything is possible because I don't think none of us thought that Nate Marshall's going to happen. Hey, like, miracles happen. Michigan beat Ohio on Saturday. Anything's possible.
Right. You got Underwood in the class. You have this momentum with all these kids. You got Jordan Young committing. You got Nate Marshall committing. You have others that are going to be committing on the horizon. I mean, there's just a lot of momentum for Michigan right now. Our next player here is a major. I'm talking major player. This is Isaiah Gibson, the number 1 edge in the nation, currently committed to Georgia. Now, we've gotten we got another one of these, John, where we're getting some flack in the comments by some Georgia fans because, you want to know what they're telling me, John?
What's that?
You can't take a dog out of Georgia. You can't take a dog out of Georgia is what I am being told, not only in YouTube, but on Twitter. And Michigan is 100% without question in contact with Isaiah Gibson and 100% without question trying to get him to flip from Georgia. This is a fact. This is not undeniable. This is just what it is. Michigan's swinging for the fences here. It'll be interesting to see. We just saw, I think it was today, where Isaiah Gibson actually had some fun with a tweet by, I know, everyone's favorite, E.J. Howland, about how Michigan is trying to flip the 5-star. And Isaiah Gibson actually retweeted it. And he was like, with a thinking face. And as we talked about last week on the Tuesday show, John, if Michigan is able to pull this off, this is some all Madden's type stuff here. Okay, this is like for all my Halo fans, this is legendary. This is legendary level stuff. So we will see if Michigan can pull it off. I know what I can confirm is this. I know Michigan is working on a lot of guys that are not public. It's potentially possible Isaiah Gibson's one of those guys. I do think it's a tough pull. I'm not guaranteeing this outcome, but what I am simply saying and letting everybody know, Michigan's pushing. We'll see what happens here.
That would be absolutely wild. People are going nuts in the chat right now over this one.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm telling you right now, if you got Gibson, like, I know the Bryce Underwood thing shocked the entire college football world, and I know the Ty Haywood thing's a really big deal. And what Michigan did with Nate Marshall today was also a really big deal. This is like, it's not Bryce Underwood, but this is serious. I mean, this is like maybe a step and a half below a Bryce Underwood. I mean, this is big time.
Absolutely. So we have a couple more edge rushers, it looks like. So Javian Hilson here.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Javion Hilson. So this is an interesting recruitment. This was actually trending very well for Michigan for a little while. But as we know, his teammate, Brady Hart, is no longer a part of our class in 2026. So, and we all know Brady Hart canceled his trip about 2 weeks ago. Hilson is currently, at the moment, highly likely to be ending up at Missouri. It's unfortunate because Hilson's actually a very good player. I would love to have him in the class. You know, you put him in a Sam position. You have him play, probably ahead of a Julius Holly. It would have been an excellent defensive line addition, but unfortunately, Javian Hilson is unfortunately trending away. It is what it is, but you don't win them all.
Yep. Sometime, I mean, look, it's recruiting, and I think you've said before, one phone call and things can flip.
All it takes, one phone call, you can flip them. Our next player is actually, so a more positive note, Zaire Mathis. And I know we are all aware of, well, maybe some are not, but Zaire Mathis was formerly committed to, that's right, the dirty scumbags down south, Ohio State. And he decommitted like the smart man he is. And Michigan is trying to get him to also, and he's already confirmed this, he's pushing his commitment to the second signing period, which is exactly what Michigan wants. So now they can build a relationship, talk to him a little bit more. They're going to try and get him on campus once the dead period ends and kids can start visiting again. This would be a home run here. And not only do you steal a recruit from your rival, which obviously we would all love, but this is how you win the trench battle. You get a Nate Marshall, you get a Zaire Mathis. These are excellent additions to the class. Hopefully Michigan can close here, but this is a player that we're probably gonna talk about a few more times down the stretch here, John. But definitely Michigan's continuing to work here. He's a very good player. I think he's the third ranked or one of the top ranked edges in the nation. Very highly ranked kid, excellent player.
That's very exciting. So definitely some edges to watch out for. But that's not all, folks. We've got another set of names, and so Travis Moten, someone asked about earlier in our super chat.
Oh yeah. So Travis Moten, all right, for all of our viewers out here who love those diamond in the rough project players, Travis Moten's that guy. Now, this kid is a ball of clay, 6'5", 250 plus pounds, likely going to play a zero tech at the next level, if not zero tech, a 3 tech. So this is your interior defensive lineman. This is what I would like to say, a lock. This is a lock. He is going to be committing. I believe it's going to be not tomorrow. It's going to be the next day. I think it's going to be the second signing day. I could be wrong. It might be tomorrow, but I believe it's actually the second signing day he's going to be going. So it'll be Thursday. So you might see him commit Thursday. If I'm wrong, it'll be tomorrow. Anyways, one of these days he's committing. The reason why, and if anyone looks up his recruiting profile, you'll be like, yo, he's ranked in the thousands. What is this? Relax. He is what you would call a senior riser. He's what you would call a player who has exceeded his ranking. He is expected to get a rankings jump. He is a player that a lot of analysts are excited about because of how well he has performed. They think he's a borderline 4-star caliber. A lot of people believe he's a borderline 4-star caliber player. Now he's not Kenneth Grant. That's not it. But just remember, Kenneth Grant wasn't ranked as highly either. Now, this is the type of player that literally a Lou Esposito can get his hands on, develop him, and he could be, he could be a potential steal like Michigan's known to be doing. So this is your defensive line depth that we're trying to get in the class. Should be a solid addition. If he does commit, we'll do a player analysis on him. But yeah, I mean, he's just a big. Oh, and the one thing I love about this kid though, John, his background's in wrestling. Okay, so if anyone.
Perfect.
It's the perfect sport. It's the perfect complementary sport to a defensive lineman. It's wrestling. Same for offensive linemen. Any of the trench players, if they do wrestling, it is the best complementary sport. They understand how to do body shifting and all that. So like, it's in hand placement and everything. I mean, strong hands, excellent endurance. I mean, it is the perfect sport. So he's an exciting prospect. We'll see when he comes to the class, we'll do a little bit deeper dive on him.
Yeah, and lots of comments from people who work with him, like his head coach, on how hard of a worker he is. So definitely some intangibles that are being thought, which of course, when Michigan's looking for their players, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the people who are going to come early, stay late, put in 1,000,000%. And what are you doing to beat Ohio State today?
And that's right. And for those who don't know, Mason Graham was also a wrestler. Like this is in time. It's one of the best complementary secondary sports you can play if you're an offensive or defensive lineman. All right, John, our next guy here is actually a personal favorite for me, and it's not as positive, unfortunately. Now,
might be staying at Duke.
So Michigan is trying to get him to delay his commitment. So that is what we have to watch for with Boateng. Or I'm sorry, Gompers, not Boateng.
Yeah.
Gompers. If Michigan is able to get him to delay his commitment, then that is major. That is major. If he does commit to Duke, then it is what it is. We swung and we miss. But this kid, I love Bradley Gompers, man. And I know we've watched a lot of Bradley Gompers highlight tapes on the call-in shows. I mean, this kid is a dog. Very high on him. It is what it is. He's currently trending for Duke, but you never know, man. Hey, listen, a nice phone call in the morning by Brian Jean-Marie. Maybe Queen Jolene wakes up tomorrow and is like, you know what? I want a Duke linebacker today. You never know, man.
Yeah, that could happen.
Today's a good day to just get a Duke linebacker. She might just be a little feisty tomorrow, so you just never know. Things happen. Hopefully they can get him to delay his commitment. If so, good news. If not, he's likely trending to Duke. But that's okay, John.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah, because we're probably going to be getting this next guy.
That's right. So, and to our boy Moose, I know you're in the chat, my brother. What's up? Your boy is coming home, dog. Nathan Owasu Boateng, the dog. The dog. The legacy from Notre Dame, who doesn't even give a shit about Notre Dame, so he's a perfect fit. He could care less about Notre Dame. It was a Colorado-Michigan battle. He has not publicly committed yet, so we'll see what happens here. But I feel very good about the direction of this recruitment. This is going to be an excellent get by Brian Jean-Marie. Him and Chase Taylor in the linebacker class for this class is going to be I'm a big fan of Chase Taylor. Love the kid's film. You add Nathan Owasu Boateng to this. He's a dog, man. I mean, this kid is a physical specimen. Excellent player, sideline to sideline linebacker, a middle linebacker, a Mike backer. Let's see where it goes. Tomorrow is the he is going to be, not tomorrow's the expectation. He's going to be, his signing day is tomorrow on ESPN. I actually have it right here. I think it's at 2 p.m. on So if you guys want to see where Owasu Boateng goes, he's going to be committing on ESPN at 2:30 tomorrow.
2:30.
So be on the lookout for that. I will be. We'll check out and see what Nathan Owasu Boateng does. And once he commits, we'll have a nice player analysis, and we'll also be celebrating. No beer though. Don't worry. We gotta chill a little bit. We had a pretty wild weekend, 14-hour live stream. And not only that, we also partied for the Bryce Underwood commitment. So, we'll take it easy. But Owasu Boateng's looking blue. And then our next guy, John. This is a big one.
Bolton.
If anyone remembers this recruitment, Michigan is the reason he decommitted from Clemson. And he came to Michigan, and he liked Michigan. And I believe it was Sam Webb who put a prediction in for Grayson. I could be wrong, though. I might be wrong, but I think it was Sam Webb who put a prediction in for Grayson Littleton. The issue was he then went on a visit to Texas, and he liked or preferred the stability factor of the program. Well, it just so happens Michigan's program's looking a little stable right now. NIL is kicking. Bryce Underwood's, he's home where he should be. And we just kicked Ohio State's ass 4 years in a row. Michigan's pushing here. So this is the other corner. This is one of the other corners, which we're going to get to two more after this, that Michigan is pushing hard for right now. I think it's possible Michigan lands this kid. I think it's very possible that Michigan's working behind the scenes right now to secure his commitment from Texas. And if that is the case, Lamar Morgan again, I mean, just he might win Recruiter of the Year at a national level. Like, that's how great this defensive back class is. So this would be an excellent addition. I mean, you add Shamari Earls, Grayson Littleton, and Jaden Sanders, and then you have a Kainoa Winston as your nickelback, bro. We're talking three top 100 players and another player who's like 150. That's nuts. And that's at the cornerback position. That's not including Jordan Young or Elijah Dotson, who are also both highly I think like top 200 guys. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I like this guy a lot. I really like the fact that he's got kind of that combination of the physicality and imposing, but also he's got the speed, right? And when you're losing Will Johnson, maybe one of the greatest cornerbacks you've ever had, you gotta find new talent, right? And maybe even wrestle some talent from Texas.
Yeah, and just like we did with Nate Marshall, we just stole. And what's funny is, what the message board warriors on the Texas message boards are saying about Michigan's money?
What's that?
They got that computer money, because everyone says Texas has that oil money, but Michigan's got that computer monopoly money. You better believe it.
$230 billion. Here we
Queen
go.
Jolene don't give a shit, bro. So yeah, shout out to Michigan for pushing there. We'll see what the boys can do. Alex Graham's our next one, boys. It is what it is, but he's trending USC. So hey, to our boy Tim, Alex Graham is, you already know though. You already know.
Yeah, Tim knows.
He knows. Yeah, so it appears that listen, Michigan did like him. And I did think he was gonna end up in the class, but it appears USC is very aggressive here. And he's likely heading to USC. So or he's likely going to sign with USC. So is what it is. Good luck to the kid. He would have been a nice addition to the class, but I'll be honest with you. I would take Grayson Littleton or our next guy, John.
DJ Pickett.
One of the top players in the nation, 5-star cornerback, currently committed to LSU, has absolutely nothing LSU related on his social media accounts. He has totally cleared it. So you already know he's leaving. Now the question is, where does he go? Well, what's interesting, John, is Michigan's pushing here. So is Bryce Underwood. Now, I have no idea if he made it to that. I have no idea if he made it on the visit when he came to town for Thanksgiving with his family. I have no idea. And I don't care, because right now Michigan's operating like it's Fort Knox, and it's very hard to get information at the moment. Here's what I do know. They're pushing, and I know Underwood's pushing as well. We'll see. Could it potentially be possible there's a surprise tomorrow? Is DJ Pickett one of these surprises? I think it is possible there's a surprise tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be DJ Pickett, but I do think it's going to be a DJ Pickett. I do think it will be a Grayson Littleton or an Isaiah Gibson. I think one of these guys are going to pop for us. I think Michigan's pushing extremely hard. And who knows, man? Again, maybe Queen Jolene's like, you know what? This. And no else think. Could you imagine being the Ellisons watching that Ohio State game? That had to be the most fun thing ever. I would love to have been in their living room with the Ellisons watching. Larry Ellison was probably like, "This is amazing, bro! Oh my, screw an NFL team."
You had to think. You had to think that the news about Bryce added a little extra jolt to the entire locker room.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. Well, I mean, of course, we saw that with the Northwestern game, right? We saw the team really, the momentum of the team really just, it's up. The momentum on this team is up. The culture's up. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. But yeah, that's where we are with recruiting at the high school level, John.
Yeah, but we're not done. You thought we were done? We're not done because we've got the portal, which is now going to be heating up some of those discussions. And the first name has been a name that we've talked about on the show a couple of times now. He's somebody that I'm personally excited about as a potential bridge quarterback, which would be Miller Moss, who has officially entered the portal. And he was very classy in his announcement. Yeah, it just didn't work out. Sometimes these things happen, and he is in the portal, and there are some indications he might be looking at Michigan.
Oh yeah, there's very strong indications he's looking at Michigan. His agent has reached out to Michigan. This is known. This is public. Sam Webb made that very public weeks ago, so we know his agents contacted Michigan. We know Miller Moss has interest in Michigan. It's apparently Michigan also has interest in Miller Moss. So this is a name to watch now. We know because we've covered this for 2 months, that Bryce Underwood was told they will look to play him early. And I was always under the assumption, well, that means he's starting as a freshman. But then I thought about it more and I was like, no, I guess that doesn't mean that. It could very well mean a 2021 edition of Cade and JJ. You get a Miller Moss, you sprinkle in a little Bryce Underwood, you let Bryce Underwood get comfortable, get a feel for the game, you put him in for certain packages, or you put him in at the end of the game. Whatever, he'll get reps. He's going to burn his red shirt. He will play. He will play early, but he won't be the guy. So this way, all the pressure's not on his shoulders. You get a veteran like a Miller Moss. You get a guy who's been there, done that. You put a strong line for Miller Moss. You get him some weapons. And now you got a team because you're going to have a strong defense next year anyways, highly likely. So I think this would be a very strong 1-year gap solution for Bryce Underwood.
Now,
and Michigan.
Now, I guess one thing that I'm curious about, and I know you don't know the answer fully, but when the discussions were happening with Bryce Underwood, you have to think that the conversation was had about starting time, how much starting time is he getting? And if I had to be a fly on that wall and just think about what Sharon Moore would have probably said in that situation, my guess is he probably said, you're going to have the opportunity. I don't think Sharon promised that he's going to be the starter, but I do think Sharon promised you're going to get every opportunity in spring and fall camp to compete. And I think there's at least a small possibility that Bryce Underwood would beat out Miller. Now, I think the most likely scenario is what you laid out, TJ. 2021, Miller Moss is Cade, Bryce Underwood's JJ. Same scenario there. But I don't think it's completely impossible that Bryce just outright wins the job. So we'll see what happens.
Well, if Bryce outright win, like, do we see a Trevor Lawrence, Kelly Bryant situation where well, listen, the only reason that happens because Clemson was having issues. So we better hope that doesn't happen. Now, could it happen? I mean, I'm not going to rule it out because let's be honest, Underwood's the best prospect to come out of high school since Trevor Lawrence. So, very interesting, relation there. But I just feel like Michigan's going to build a team to where Underwood is not shouldering all that pressure as soon as he gets to college, because let's be honest, guys, the microscope is going to be on him, right? There's going to be so much attention on Bryce Underwood whenever he plays, which is okay. Listen, you're the man. You're number one. Like, he's built for it, man. So at the end of the day, though, I think Michigan's going to put him in an environment to succeed. And I think by doing that, you get a veteran quarterback to supplement the pressure, and also a quarterback who's very good, a very good quarterback. So, and another quarterback we're going to talk about here, John, unless you have another comment on Miller Moss.
All good.
Okay. We got Caden Salter. Now, this is another interesting name because we know for 100% fact, shout out to Sam Webb. We know this because if anyone watches his Drop and Dime segment with Devin Gardner, he spoke about this publicly. This is another one where the agent has contacted Michigan. Because, Sam's tapped into the agent game. He's got the agent game down, which is why he is usually ahead on most of these things. So Caden Salter is that dual threat bridge quarterback that if he was to come here, which would actually, I'm going to tell you right now, it would make a lot of sense if you were to get an offensive coordinator like Jason Candle, who does very well with these types of quarterbacks. Caden Salter would literally be a smooth transition into a Bryce Underwood, who's also a dual threat capable quarterback. The only thing is, for me, Caden Salter's played at a lower level, and obviously Liberty, you're not playing at a Power 4 level. The competition's not as strong, but I think it would be a solid addition. I like Miller Moss. I know it's a different style quarterback than Bryce Underwood, but I am a fan of Miller Moss. I've been a fan of Miller Moss, but Caden Salter's definitely a name we should be paying attention to. He's also a strong quarterback. Definitely an upgrade over what we just went through this year. I mean, no doubt about that.
Right. Some people are saying something about Gibson.
Yeah, I know. I see that in the chat too. I don't know. Did something just pop or something? I don't know.
Gibson bomb.
I don't know. I wasn't tagged in anything, and typically I'm tagged in something, so I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a reaction to our show, John. I don't know.
It could be. So I mean, So is he kind of, could Caden Salter be kind of, if they can't get Miller, if Miller decides to go somewhere else, is that the situation, or are they looking at them equally?
No, I think it's I mean, I don't know, but I think it's possible they look at, maybe they think Caden Salter's the better fit. Well, you know what I think will really matter is, what does the offensive coordinator think? The new one.
The new one.
And I feel that offensive coordinator is already aware of some things. I don't feel like I've already expressed, I do not think that okay. Oh shit. No way. This is real. Okay. I gotta share this. Thanks for tagging me.
Go for it.
Isaiah Gibson. All right, here we go, John.
Here we go.
That's him, bro. That's the number one edge in the nation. Why is he doing that?
I wonder why he might be posting the city of Detroit.
Bro.
This is looking these indications are looking very positive.
Queen Jolene woke up today and chose violence. She said, no.
Woo!
I want the number one player. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, it's this type of stuff. This is what I'm talking about here, man.
Wow.
That's wild, bro. That's fucking wild, dude. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'll tell you what, there's no reason to do that unless you're either really enjoying the process, or I just don't think you do that. I mean, I'll tell you, guys, hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, we pull a dog out of Georgia, we're going in, bro. We're going live. We're going early. So for those who don't know, I'm moving the recruiting, I'm moving the call-in show from Thursday to tomorrow. We're gonna get in at 8 p.m. But if something like that happens, we might have to go a little early, because that's insane. That's just insane. So that's what it's about, man. And that is nuts. Hey, shout out to you, Zay, for tagging me, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
For sure.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. Jesus.
This could turn around real quick, man. Like, we were talking about top 5 class potentially. Well, you're starting to pull players like that, might even go higher.
Top 3. Yeah, you're talking top 3, bro. I mean, you're talking. And not only that, like, if he comes, bro, who else is going to want to come? And I already know, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I already know this portal is going to be nuts. I know this. Me and John have been let in on the plan for the future, in terms of what they're planning, like, for the portal. So, because we've been in contact with a company, which we've talked about before. If you watched us, you know the deal. Anyways, let's keep moving. All right. So our next player in the portal discussion here, John, is Donovan McCulley. This is the ex-wide receiver out of Indiana, 6'5", had over 600 yards at Indiana. He's a very, I would say, solid wide receiver. Definitely an upgrade over anything we have already. He's not who I would put in the elite category. And no, this is not the wide receiver I was hitting at earlier. That would be nuts. But it would still be a strong get. We have to fill the room, right? We just saw Tyler Morris enter the portal, right?
Yeah.
You're going to need bodies here. And this would be actually a very solid addition. This is a veteran player who's been on the field, knows what it takes to play in the Big Ten. I would not be mad at this at all. I actually would actually look at this as a strong addition to the class. Not elite, not great, but a strong addition to the class. I would not be mad at this at all.
Good depth piece as well. And look,
yeah, he would have a role. He would have a role. He'd play.
Yeah, no doubt. Packages.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But I'm going to be really, that Gibson thing's got me on like cloud 9 right now, bro.
That's massive, guys.
That's insane, bro.
I feel like there's going to be some major breaking news coming up here. So it'd be tomorrow. Exciting.
If anything was to go down, John, I think it would be tomorrow.
Y'all, we have a lot of super chats. I want to get to everybody here. So thank you all so much. Let's see. So here's where we left off. Wolverine Casual with the 5. What's going on with EJ Holland? He's an ambassador for our program. Not great if he's not in the good graces with the program. Again, we're Switzerland here. We're not going to go into specifics on that.
Hey, we just we got the hot girls, blonde hair, blue eye hot girls. We're just here for the hot blonde hair, blue eye girls, bro. We don't get into we don't do the site wars. We're just here for the we just observe the the environment. We're just peaceful.
There you go. Exactly. Okay, Buzz Buser, leave Buzz out of it. Arkansas OC.
Yeah, I've just heard nothing on it. I got nothing. I've heard nothing either behind the scenes or publicly on this. So, yeah, I don't have anything out of my guy, Buzz.
Yeah. And then Ryan says Biff.
Biff Hoji?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's a damn lock.
It's I think he's coming.
Yeah, he seemed. I mean, it already seems like he's already a coach. If it has, I mean, it's the way Sharon was talking about it, it looks like they have a role for it. And which would be a great culture builder. A person that Sharon can lean on, just like Jim Harbaugh did. For those who don't know, he did lean on Biff. He did. And he has the connections in the prep area and the DMV, which is a very fertile, high talent area in the northeast of, well, I guess, the northern east area of America, one of the most rich talent pools that's not south. So if you can get in there and you can get those types of relationships and connections, it's nothing but a plus for Michigan.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's coming back. That weekend that he spent with Sharon, I think that's gonna pay off. Four-door glory with the 5. The most important thing about the offensive coordinator hire is how they'll relate to and develop Bryce. Not sure Mullen is the guy. Huh. All right.
Well, I don't know. I think Mullen's a pretty damn good offensive coordinator.
I think so.
I'm curious why you don't think so. I mean, we have the call-in show tomorrow. You can definitely call and let us know why you think that. I think he'd be very good. I mean, listen, I already shared my two high, Dan Mullen and Jason Candle. I would love, and then it'd be interesting to see who's the quarterback coach. That's another thing too, though. Four-door glory. Who is the quarterback coach that the offensive coordinator brings? Because I promise you that coordinator is going to have a very large influence on who that guy is, right? So that's going to be key. I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I don't know this, but I bet money on this. Michigan is going to pay a very high amount of money to make sure they get a quarterback guru-esque type whisperer at that position. There is too much money invested in this quarterback position. And I know for a fact, and we know this from Portnoy and we know this from other donors, that position will never be depleted again. They will make sure they have the right guy there. I'm very confident in the direction of this program. I like anyone who's watched the show for the last, I'd say month and a half, even before Bryce Underwood ever committed, I've shared with you guys the unified approach that Michigan has taken. I've just been confident in it, and I still am. I'm even more confident, and the results are showing now. So before it was just words. You just had my word. For those, I know we have a bunch of new viewers, so you might not know, but for all of our viewers who've watched us for a while, I know you guys just kind of had my word for it. But like, I'm confident. I'm even more confident now. Michigan's doing what they need to do. They'll do a good job here with the offensive coordinator. I expect that.
Yeah, same. GT, thank you for the 5. Any truth to, here we go. Packing heat. Any truth to Jeremiah Smith flipping to Michigan so he can win a meaningful game in Columbus before heading to the NFL in 2 years. GT, always count on him to bring the fire.
Well, if he wants a win in that rivalry, he's going to need to flip.
Yeah,
because they ain't winning. They ain't winning next year in Ann Arbor.
Nope.
They're not winning the year after that because they're they just don't got it. So, and if Garrison's watching, shout out to you, one of our hosts on our Ohio State Voice of College Football channels. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Never say never.
Anything's possible
with
this money.
With Queen Jolene, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Iceman Gaming, Detroit Pistons just played Bryce Underwood's commitment video on the big screen with him in attendance.
That's epic. That's
so cool.
So I mean, so he's already being just embraced by the city and the state. We know that. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it really is. I mean, I love it. I love that the city, they do such a good job with this. They embrace their own. And this is another, and this is exactly what they sold to Bryce Underwood. Be the hometown hero. You're gonna live a dream, man, and he's gonna live a dream. Excited for him.
Yeah, he is. Peyton Osborne, and by the way, we have more than 1,000 people in YouTube right now. plus a bunch of people watching on Twix. Go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube. It just takes a second. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notified when we're live. We are so close to being the most popular team channel on the Voice of College Football. So with all the people in here, just hit that like if nothing else. I know we're reading all these super chats, but just hit that like. It's free. Peyton Osborne, Miller Moss, #1 QB target. Any others to look at?
Yeah, so the three names I got for you, obviously, is Miller Moss. John Mateer, the Washington State quarterback, I think is a name that we should be aware of. This is another one where the agent has been reaching out. He's not entered the portal, but the agent has been reaching out, and we got Caden Salter as the other ones. Those are the three names that I feel have the most traction at the moment. Two of them are in the portal, one's not. Salter and Moss are in the portal. We'll see. We all know they will be landing a portal quarterback. We'll see who it is. The portal, and for those who don't know, the portal, I believe, opens up on the 9th of December. So we'll be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
more will definitely come up. More will definitely come up by then.
There will be portal watch for sure. Detective Loki, thank you for gifting a membership. So somebody, I can't see who it was too high up, but somebody just got those who stay will be champions, 30 free days. Hit that refresh button if it was you. Thanks, Detective Loki, for once again coming in the clutch here. And Detective Loki wasn't done. You thought he was done? No, he's not done. He threw a 2, and he said, "Who was the MVP of the game, Graham or Mullings?" Well, what about Zvada? No love for Zvada?
Yeah, kickers are people too. Detective Loki, do better. Listen, I think it's Graham, but Mullins played a hell of a game, and without his critical play on that third down, we don't win. So I mean, listen. Here's the reality: it was a team effort, man. Team effort. Shout out to the boys. I would go with Graham though, but Zavada and Mullins, I definitely think they're there though.
Mason Graham, he knew that this was his last game, and he played out of his mind. He took on not 1, not 2, but 3 Buckeyes at one time on a regular basis in that game. He was getting double covered, triple covered. It didn't matter. He still barreled through them all.
Yeah, I'd also add Makari Page. Ralph, I saw your comment as well. You're right. Makari Page is the other one. I mean, those 4 guys, elite play that day. Legends.
Yeah, you can't forget about Makari Page. Absolutely another option there. He was so good. He was laying people out. Interception. He showed up. And he played really well in that position. More the nickel type role. I think he's effective in that role. So, look, great job for Wink Martindale figuring that out and getting him in that position. Our buddy Josephine Tracy and Josephine really came in the clutch on Saturday with the 100 burger. And so Josephine is back today with another 10 for us. Thank you for that, for all your contributions the last few days. I think there's a desire to continue with the 2023 offense. Jim and Sharon developed that offense from the spread plus old Hardball 80 stuff. Just need the best moving parts.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's truth to that, but I also I'm extremely confident they're going to have a more aggressive air attack. Actually, I know that's known. There's no doubt that Michigan is going to have a more balanced offense that will remain, which will have to our 23 offense, the power run game. The power run game will not. They will, and I know this is important to Sharon. He wants to maintain that Baltimore Ravens power run game philosophy. You add that with an aggressive air attack, which I know that we know this. They just invested a lot of money in quarterbacks. They're going to be aggressively pursuing some very good wide receivers to fit the offensive identity that they're going to implement. You already have the pass catchers in Brady Prescorn, who unfortunately got injured recently, and then Andrew Olish. We're going to be okay. The offense should be very fun. Very aggressive. We are not going to lose our tough identity. I can promise that. We're crushing Ryan Day with it. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah. And we don't even have to say we're tough. We don't have to say, hey, where's Lou Holtz right now? We showed on the field by trucking 3 of our opponents at once.
Listen, man, when you are it, you don't got to talk about it. And that's what Ryan Day doesn't get because he ain't it.
James Cooper says, write an apology and hire Mike Hart for offensive coordinator.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he may not be the happiest Sharon Moore's the head coach right now, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he probably sees himself as the head coach. So
yeah, he did. He did. That was one of the reasons that things didn't work out.
Yep.
So I mean, listen, I'll love the Mike Hart though, one of my favorite players of all
him.
time.
He'll always be a Michigan legend. He can get a beer. He can get a beer anytime when he comes into Ann Arbor, anywhere.
Right. That little brother line is never going anywhere.
Nope. Okay. Ed, hey, we got to read it. Ed with the 2. Nick Marsh to Michigan. Trust me. Lol. Wolverine Casual with the 2. Is Sean McGee just a G? Hey, Sean McGee, I will give that man his credit every single week. I have no qualms about that. The man has people giving Ward all this credit. Okay, Ward can have some credit. He could. Well, I've been tough on Ward. I'll give him. He's started to play ball a little more. But how about Sean McGee, general manager, just completely overhauling the apparatus for fundraising, for working with Champion Circle, for working with these donors, for putting in this system, which now is what we're calling the Maize and Blue Money Cannon.
Yeah, listen, Sean McGee is excelling at his job right now. We saw him on the sidelines for Bryce Underwood. He is the one who he's the one who reached out to Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy was like, I don't want to deal with the collectors. It was Sean McGee who stepped up. Sean McGee's done a lot of work. He's definitely he's doing his job. He's crushing it right now, and we can see it in the results and recruiting. I'm excited to see how they handle the portal. I fully expect them to be very aggressive here.
Skewed Lemons, thanks for the 2. So for sure, no Quincy Porter Jr. or Jakeem Stewart.
100% no on Quincy Porter Jr. because he has reconfirmed with Ohio State, and unfortunately, because I wanted him to, man. And unfortunately, no. Jakeem Stewart. The reason I didn't have him in the update is because it looks so. To Tim again, shout out Tim. It looks like he's going to USC. Unfortunately, the NIL package is just too much, especially with the Marvel branding.
Why?
In the NIL deal. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Why? I guess USC.
Listen, we all make bad decisions, John.
I guess so.
And now, I'll tell you right now,
Tim.
if we landed Jakeem Stewart, Nate Marshall, and then this Gibson thing happens, give us a natty. It's over. We don't need to play. We don't need to play on the field. Just hand it to us. But it is what it is, man. We'll do all right. We'll be okay.
And Brian letting us know, as we did show it on screen, that Isaiah Gibson just tweeted a picture of Detroit with ... Yep, the Detroit skyline, beautiful at night, looks great, and yeah, he did, and I think that's a pretty strong indicator of what he's thinking.
It's something. I mean, he doesn't need to do any of that, and maybe he's having fun. Maybe he's having fun with the process. That said, I know Michigan's pushing, and I know Michigan's pushing. Like, if you think, let me just say this. If you think Michigan's just being aggressive with Ty Haywood and Bryce Underwood and not the number 1 edge in the nation, then you're not paying attention. I mean, listen, I'm not saying he's not trolling, but can I be real with you guys? Like, respectfully, you guys thought Bryce Underwood was trolling. You guys didn't. True. You guys never thought Bryce. I'm just letting you know, like, it's different now, guys. Like, no one's guaranteeing the outcome here. I'm not saying he's landing Michigan, but what I'm saying is these things are a bit more realistic than they used to be. And there is no doubt that Michigan is pushing here. We'll see what happens. I think it's an interesting recruitment to at least pay attention to.
Yep, I'm with you. Keith Rebar, one of the first, I believe the very first member, or one of the very earliest members of the Connor Stallions espionage team. Keith Rebar with the 5. Tim Beck, Vandy, bring Diego with him. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. Tim Beck, yeah, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I'll pass.
But we love you, Keith. But no. James Rick. I just can't.
You love legend.
Yeah,
He's a legend.
legendary. Dan Mullen, Tom Herman should be at the top of the list for OC. They need someone with experience and who have won at a high level.
Yeah, I agree. And I like Tom Herman as well. I wouldn't be mad at it. I just not heard. Tom Herman's a name that I've heard circulated by fans, not by either credible sources or people that I talk to behind the scenes.
Rambo with the 5. Get that boy Nick Marsh over here. He ain't staying at MSU. Rambo, we thank you for joining the Connor Stallions Espionage and all the super chats. We appreciate you. And MSU is having some rough times. I will say that.
Yeah, it's not looking too good in East Lansing, is it? L Lansing.
Bizzer's back. Hey, haven't seen you in a little while. Good to see Bizzer back. Buckeyes winning the Natty. Michigan cheated, and then of course I read the super chat. Michigan cheated for real. Yeah, Michigan. How did Michigan cheat the Saturday? Can you tell me that? How did Michigan cheat Saturday?
Is Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minton cheating in the NFL right now, or are they just dominating because they're good coaches?
Yeah. What happened? Hey, what's Mike McDonald doing right now? Oh, he's winning a lot. Hey, what's Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter doing? They're winning a lot.
Hey, John, how'd Urban Meyer do in the NFL?
Terrible.
He didn't last too long, did he? You might need to be a good coach to survive in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. I don't know.
Yeah. Urban Meyer's tumultuous year at the Jags will live in infamy for the on and off the field escapades. GT with the 2. Graham could be the next Aaron Donald. Big statement, but I don't think you're wrong. I think he's going to need a little more development, but like the way that he looked,
Aaron Donald.
I think he.
But who thought Aaron? But here, can we be honest? Who thought Aaron Donald was Aaron Donald when he was coming out of Pitt? Because I didn't. And the Lions sure didn't because they took Eric Ebron. I don't see Aaron Donald, but I do think he's going to be a Pro Bowl level player in the NFL and potentially an All Pro level player for sure. Aaron Donald's the greatest defensive tackle to ever play. So I mean, it's just it's a tough one.
And what's funny is this specific player mentioned when Urban Meyer said at the Jags, "Hey, this 99 guy is going to be a real problem." I keep hearing about this 99 guy. He seems like he might be a problem. Yeah, good one there. So that's funny that these two were back to back. Yeah. Peyton Osborne with the 2. We are hitting portal for running back, or are we going with Jordan Marshall?
That's a great question. I think we will hit the portal for a running back. I don't know who though. I have no names right now. The reason why I think that is because Khalil Mullins will be gone, Donovan Edwards will be gone. I do not anticipate they're going to just ride with Jordan Marshall, an inexperienced running back. I fully expect them to land some running back in the portal.
What about we always forget about Ben Hall. Where's Ben Hall? We gotta let's see some Ben Hall in the bowl game.
I do not. I'll tell you this. Do you know? And we've talked about this. What can Sharon Moore not afford? Another down year. You know what he's not going to do? Rely on unproven players. He's going to get some proven players in the portal. Running back will be one of those.
Oh yeah, I think you should go to the portal for every position to get depth at least. But I do want to see what Ben Hall is capable of in the bowl game, along with Jordan Marshall, along with friend of the program Micah Kaapana. I want to see them all in the bowl game.
Of course. I mean, listen, they'll get their opportunities, but I fully expect them to bring in a veteran running back.
I'm with you there.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. CFB expert. I'm in a group chat with Isaiah Gibson. Wow, we are hearing from potentially primary source here.
I hope you're right, college football expert.
I asked if he was trolling, and he said, "I don't troll." Breaking news here at the Voice of College Football, Big J journalism. If this is accurate, that is.
Yeah, just so you know, college football expert, I want you to be right. All right, buddy. So if you're right, come celebrate with us tomorrow. How about that? We'll be going live if he commits for sure.
Josephine is recommending a new position for Alex Orji. Maybe linebacker, maybe edge.
Not edge. Linebacker though. I wouldn't mind
Linebacker?
seeing Alex Orji go
Tight end?
linebacker.
Maybe tight end?
I forgot who it was, but someone said like an H-back role, like a Max Bredesen role. I'd be open to an H-back role, like a Max Bredesen. I don't know his catching ability though. We've not seen that. Either that or a linebacker. I mean, he has the build for it. He's athletic enough. We'll see.
We will. Thanks, Josephine. Blue Wolverine here with the 5, just a credit card emoji. So referring to, I'm guessing, Jolene and some of the NIL moves is what I'm assuming this is about.
Maybe Blue Wolverine's just like, hey, take my card. I don't know.
Or that works too.
Hey, shout out to Queen Jolene and shout out to Blue Wolverine and shout out to Micah, Blue Wolverine's son. We appreciate you, man. Hey, and make sure Christmas is coming. Get your Micah Capana jersey, okay? Get it.
Yes, there it is. Yeah, and CFB Expert says I got a screenshot. So CFB Expert is willing to back it up.
Hey, DM me. We'll keep
DM. Give us a DM and we'll we have the ability to put the link in here.
Find me on the social, TJ_Ronin. I'm there.
Sierra Whiskey with the 2. I remember Bear Alexander rumors in November. Any smoke?
No, I've heard nothing.
Yeah, this hasn't been any move. I haven't seen anything either. Hasn't really been any movement. And that brings us up to date with Super Chat. So we do have a couple of quick reminders, and I know that we're already at 10, but fuck it, because we still got some more topics. But we do want to remind everybody that Mark Rogers, Voice of College Football, has a book. It's called Disputed National Champions. Get it today at an Amazon near you. Also, we have a new channel called the Ole Miss at Voice of College Football channel. Really want to bring those subscribers up at the Ole Miss channel because they do tremendous content. They do the post games. They do all kinds of stuff on this channel and live streams and everything else. So check out Ole Miss at the Voice of College Football. I'm going to put the link right here so that everybody can subscribe. Can we all get this thing to 100 subscribers in the next couple of minutes? Everybody hit that sub button for Ole Miss at the Voice of College Football. They do such a great job, TJ.
Yeah, that's a new Ole Miss channel. We got our girls Ruby and Leanne there doing their thing. For those who don't know, actually, never mind. I can't share that. One of them has a really cool job that I cannot share publicly. But yeah, give them a subscribe. Shout out to them. We greatly appreciate them doing their thing down at the Ole Miss channel. It's one of our newest channels in the network. We're trying to grow it, trying to get it monetized. Excited for what they are bringing to the table. And for those who also don't know, Leanne, I can share this though. Leanne is going to be our new recruiting analyst for the network. She travels all over the place, meets these kids, these coaches. She's got a lot of ins, man. She's doing the damn thing. So we're excited for Leanne to be the new recruiting analyst for the Voice of College Football Network. Stay tuned because there's a lot to come regarding that. So that's exciting.
Moose is encouraging everybody to hit that like button. Let's get to 967 likes.
What channel is the Michigan basketball game?
I'm not sure. I don't have it on right now. Somebody will put it in
chat. Chat, let me know what channel is the Michigan basketball game on. I'm trying to catch it.
So yeah, let's get to Peacock. Blue Wolverine said, of course it's on Peacock.
The F is it on Peacock for?
Yeah, they're all saying Peacock.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
This is why we use bad sites for that type of stuff. Don't make me use one of my websites.
But we don't of course endorse
condone
that.
It. Yeah, but I also don't condone Peacock usage either. What are we doing here, bro?
Yeah, here it is. Everybody's saying Peacock. God damn it. All right. I
can't even watch my damn team play. What are we doing here, bro?
All right. So we're not done with breaking news. Because earlier today, we said a lot of positive things, and now we've got to say one that may not be. Tyler Morris, after I think he would consider it a disappointing season because really the only receiver that did much at all was Colston Loveland, and he's a tight end. Tyler Morris has decided to enter the transfer portal. And watch now, TJ, he goes to somewhere like Oklahoma State and just absolutely destroys everybody. This is the type of stuff that happens. Is it time? Is it time for Ron Bellamy to go? I mean, we've said it before. I know that he's a great recruiter. Can he be in a recruiting role and stay away from the wide receivers? Because this has happened now how many times where these receivers, and Tyler Morris was supposed to be one of the top receivers this year, one of the starting wide receivers. He had a couple of great plays, especially against Alabama last year. Now he's entering the transfer portal. Underperformance of the wide receivers continues.
I mean, I get it, man. I mean, I get it, because let's be honest. Can we just be honest? It was when he got like 3 catches and 36 yards, we would call that a legacy game. You know, like the production just was not there. And I'll say this. I don't think he's transferring. Speculation and an assumption on my end here, but I do not believe he's transferring because he doesn't like the direction of the program. I think he's transferring because I think the coaching staff let him know that, I know I could be wrong. So who knows, but I'll just say good luck to him. And we'll see. I think Michigan's going to be getting some upgrades at the wide receiver position. And I think, although I wanted him to stay though. Let me just be very transparent here. I wanted Tyler Morris to be in the class. I think he has a lot more to show than he was able to show given the offense being so limited, the quarterback play being so limited. It is what it is, but I also believe strongly that Michigan's going to get some upgrades at that position. And if he wants to see a lot of playing time, he might want to explore other options, which is what he's going to do.
And New Life is mentioning one possibility, Indiana.
Yeah, I like that. Kurtson. Oh, I love that. That's actually a great idea, especially that offense. I love that idea. I would love to see him at Indiana. I'd love to see him play for Kurtson.
Absolutely. And look, there's a lot of people in chat speculating it might be because of some of the wide receiver talent coming in.
Yeah, I think so.
You may be absolutely right. You may be absolutely right.
He's not starting next year. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Aaron is one of the people that took our call to action to heart and has subscribed to the Ole Miss channel here at the Voice of College Football Network, because TJ doesn't just do this show and this channel. He's running the whole freaking network in terms of growing these things. So help Voice of College Football Network and TJ as we grow the entire thing. We're looking to take over, man. We're looking to take over.
We are building. So I have a role within the network. We are growing the network. We are building the network. We have 30 channels. We're expanding to 75. We have a lot of things coming down the road, and we are very excited about it. So stick with the Voice of College Football. We got you. And be on the lookout for this summer, because we got a lot of good stuff coming.
There's an Indiana channel now. There's a Rutgers channel. These things are happening.
We actually, John, just added, it's not even public yet. We just added an Iowa State channel. Levi Stevenson's going to be the host of that.
Oh, Levi. Okay. Yeah.
Who is the managing editor of the Iowa State for SB Nation. We are excited to have him. He's a savage, man. He's good.
Yeah, he is. He is really good. And finally, the All Big Ten has been released, and some notable Michigan players on here. The first thing that I noticed is, where's Kalel Mullings? Nowhere to be found in this list. I think Kalel deserved something. No argument about a lot of these here. But Colston Loveland only number 2 when he was literally the receiving threat of the entire offense. I understand Tyler Warren's a very, very, very good tight end. But Loveland was the offense. Like, Loveland was practically the entire offense in the passing game. So we did see that. Mason Graham rightfully first team. Grant's in there, Josiah Stewart's in there. Got some people there, and of course Dominic Zvada first team All Big Ten kicker. Let's go. And William Wagner, first team All Big Ten long snapper. How about that?
Yeah. I think, I mean, all that's great, but I also think some players were left out. Like, I'm surprised to see no Ernest Hausman, no Jay Sean Barham at all in this, like, at least second or third team. I thought they were playing at all Big Ten level as the season progressed. That's, I mean, honorable mention is nice, but that's not it. Like that's
no, it's not. Yeah,
it's not it. So I mean, I would have liked to
even Barham didn't even get honorable mention.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I fully expect next year for them both to play at a Big Ten level. I think Zeke Berry next year will be playing at a Big Ten level. But it's it is what it is this year. We are a 7-5 team. The team did not force their way to be recognized, I suppose. So it is what it is. I mean, obviously Zavada's top dog. We know that. And the fact he was not on the Lou Groza Award watch list or whatever, or finalist is insane. It just shows what it shows is, and we know this because we have some individuals in our network who actually vote on these awards. And it's not the ones in our network, but what we do know is because this has been expressed. Man, a lot of these people who vote on these, they don't watch every game. They don't got time to watch every game, so they don't know Dominic Zavada's a dog. It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Buzz is saying, hey, if you ever want to do a San Diego State channel, hit me up. We very
how
well
about
might.
This? You hit me up, dog. You can hit me up. We can talk. I'm open. I'm open to some ideas. So, looking at what's going on with the Pac-12, listen, I'm open. I'm open to I'm not opposed to, hey, if you are capable, ball and you're good and you can do the damn thing, we'll talk. We can talk.
We're gonna have all kinds of channels here. And
So
we've already
get at me on the socials if you can.
Absolutely. We do have, before we talk about tomorrow night's show, we do have one more super chat from Supreme Mans with the 5. Who do you think will start as a true freshman in the 25 class? Now, are you saying start as in, saying start as in having any playing time as a starter, like in the ones, or are you saying like all game?
Like all year?
Yeah. Because I could see really, Bryce and Andrew Marsh getting some time.
Yeah, Andrew Marsh. I mean, Underwood's going to play.
Babalola could get some
I don't think he's going to start any games. Andrew Marsh very well could start.
Babalola might be able to do that.
So rare, man. I don't care if he's a 5-star. It's so rare for a French player to start as a freshman. I mean, it's just not normal. And I don't think Sherrone Moore would want that. The only players I feel, I don't know. I think the only player I feel confident, Shamari Rose starting as a freshman. Listen, I know Shamari Rose is considered elite, but even Will Johnson didn't really crack the lineup until later in the year. It's just such another tough position to really, and I just, the way Michigan's looking to build this team and the fact that Sherrone Moore had a 7-5 year, he cannot afford another down year. Just cannot do it. I just expect Michigan to get proven players at these positions, players you can count on, and then you supplement it with these young guys, and give them some playing time, give them some reps, allow them to develop, get their feel for the game. I just expect Michigan to load up on some experience in the portal.
Yeah, Supreme has clarified all year long, so I think Andrew Marsh is the only one I can think of.
Yeah, Andrew Marsh is the only one I can think. And then let me say this: I think Zeke Berry and Jair Hill will be your starting corners next year, unless they land someone in the portal.
Yeah,
Zeke Berry's really played well.
Josephine says, just a fun thought. I'd like to see an alt helmet, maize with blue or white wings. Oh, that single stripe with side logo.
I have I've gotten into these debates. So Maze Madman, I've gotten into a debate with the Maze Madman, and then our guys at Big Ten Team Rivalry, they all want to see an alternative helmet. In my opinion, don't touch it.
Yeah, I don't think you can touch it.
Beautiful helmet alone. It is the best helmet in sports.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah, TJ's got one right there. There it is.
So beautiful. Why would I touch that? Why would I?
Yeah.
There's nothing you don't touch perfection, Josephine.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not mad though. Hopefully they'd never do it, but we'll see.
DMD, thank you for the 5. Jumping in late, but how great has this week been, boys? Go Blue. This week's been amazing the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, John. Absolutely just amazing.
Starting with Bryce and Northwestern game.
Yeah.
Ohio game, some of the other big commits.
Elijah Dotson, you get Young to commit. Now we got Nate Marshall, Shamari. I mean, Shamario's a little bit old, but exactly. I mean, it's just been great, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we are and now we're about to get a new OC. We're about to go bowling. We got bowl practices. We're gonna see Underwood in a winged helmet. We're gonna get
bowling.
Like listen, hey, it's about to be a great offseason, guys. I'm excited for it. And next year's gonna be listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But have you guys seen the schedule for next year? Have you looked at this schedule for next year, John? It is cake.
It's looking a lot better than this year. I'll tell you what.
Cake.
Yep.
Playoffs. You heard it here first. Playoffs next year. Michigan's coming, bro. Dude, our schedule is cake next year, bro.
Yeah. Starting off with the New Mexico Lobos. Then you've got there is a game against Oklahoma at Oklahoma.
And they're not very I know they beat Alabama.
I know.
I know they beat Alabama, but they're not very good. Win.
Of course, the Central Michigan Chippewas. You never want to sleep on them, but that's probably a win too. And then you've got date to be announced for all of the others. Ohio's coming to the big house.
They're all wins.
They're all wins.
And if you want to say, look, let's just be like unbiased, okay? Even though we are going to win, we are going to beat Ohio State. But listen, the only games on there that I'm like, oh, okay, Ohio State. We know it's going to be a tough game. We're going to win, but it's going to be a tough game. We know that.
Yeah.
Washington should be a little better. We should be better than Washington. We should not have lost this year. And then Nebraska, listen, I don't know, man. They seem to Matt Rule, I don't know, choking. They're just choke jobs, bro. And then USC is not very good.
Right.
Like this schedule's not as tough as we potentially thought a year ago. I'm excited about it. I think that's a playoff schedule. I think we'll be in the playoffs next year. I really do. Let's see what we do in the portal. New offensive coordinator, but I do, man, because we're about to load up on some talent now.
Yeah, I think there's going to be an improvement at quarterback. There's going to be an improvement at wide receiver, an improvement at offensive coordinator. Defense may take a step back. Obviously, you're losing some very crucial talent, so it may take a step back early and then gain late.
So what's interesting though is look how well we played without. I mean, I know. Listen, just hear me out. We played pretty well without Will Johnson. Now I know. Listen, that sucks. I love Will Johnson, but we handled our job here. The Grant, Josiah Stewart's going to be the hard hits for us, I think.
Yeah, that will be tough.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do in the portal. I fully expect them to land something.
Yeah, you got to go for, I think, experience in the portal for sure. At the very least, let them compete, right? Let the experienced portal people compete with the current crop. And hey, if somebody wins out in the existing people, great, even better. Wolverine Casual, we looking at any superstar portal wide receivers? Well, earlier we talked about Jeremiah Smith.
No.
I'm kidding.
No Jeremiah Smith.
I'm kidding.
No, what's his face down in Alabama? No. Listen, I'll say this. I think Michigan's going to take some big swings at some portal wide receivers. I do. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Superstar.
We talked about the Indiana one.
Superstar is a big word. I'll say near elite, if not elite.
Earl Westway throwing the 10 burger out there. What do you guys think the depth chart will look like next year? Excel spreadsheet style. So that's definitely too much to answer right this second, but we are going to be I promise you, we are going to be doing those conversations in the off season.
And you know what? I'll make a spreadsheet. I love Excel. We'll make one and we'll go over it. Probably once the off season gets in high gear, like probably after the bowl game.
Absolutely. Raka 23 with the 2. Absolutely not on the helmet alternate. Look,
No.
I'm a big fan of Josephine, but I'm with you on
Oh, I
this
love
one.
Josephine.
I'm with
Yes,
you
we
on
love
this one.
Josephine. Yeah, so shout out Josephine. We love you.
Yes, we do.
We just, hey, we disagree. We disagree.
Yeah.
No, you can't touch. It's just so beautiful. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. GT, if basketball wins today, we put the Big Ten on notice.
They're already on notice. Dusty May
I was going to say, they're already. Yeah.
Yeah, Dusty May, that team is so if they can just limit their turnovers, it's a top 15, pushing top 10 team. I mean, if you look at all the metrics, they're a really good team. Turnovers are a problem though. And free throw shooting. Fix those up. We'll be extremely good.
So it looks like I was sent via Twitter. I was sent the screenshot, which says I don't troll. So this is
Son of a bitch, you didn't send it to me, man. What the hell?
I think it's because I have Twitter Blue. But here it is. Isaiah Gibson, I don't troll. So
we can hope.
How about that?
Hey, bro. Hey, if true, and I know it is a screenshot here, but hey, join us on the call in tomorrow because we're going to be going live if that goes down. I'll tell you that right now. That's a fact.
Absolutely. Supreme Mans again. The way that this DB room is looking for the future, deep. Do you think this room can be better than the 2023 DB room?
Yeah. Well, shoot. Okay, you got
counting Will
Johnson, Josh Wallace.
Yeah, Sanders still is ridiculous.
I mean, you got to. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough call, man. It's a tough call because
Sanders
Still's a legend. And then on top of it, you had Rod Moore and Makari Page was playing at all Big Ten level, and we saw them play like that in the Ohio State game. Hard call. Hopefully it's close though. Hopefully it's close. I mean, that's just an elite. That's an elite. A very elite defensive back. I mean, the only weakness, if there is a weakness, the only weakness was Josh Wallace, and he was very good too. Yeah. And then who was the third corner in that? It wasn't Jair Hill.
Johnson, Josh Wallace.
Corner. I thought there was a third corner. I can't remember though. And I'm not talking about Sanders still nickel. I'm talking about like a third rotation corner. I don't know. Regardless, it was just.
And we had Keon Saab.
Oh, Keon Saab. Yeah.
Chill
out. We'll see. I don't. That's such an elite.
Yeah, that's such an elite. So legit. McBurrows was there too.
Yeah, and he started playing well too.
Raka? Who else do we see hitting the portal?
It's tough because here's why. I promise you there's names that are there. There are guys who are thinking about it who will not. And that's why it's tough. I don't know. That is one of the things that are, although I will say last spring we were in on some of it. We were able to share that with our channel, but right now I don't know. And I know the rumors. I'm aware of the rumors. Oh, like 30 guys are going to hit the portal. I don't know. I don't have that information and I don't know who will. I find it interesting so far. Only one person has entered the portal. Coaches are going to have some honest talk with these players too, though. Like just so anyone knows, like some players are encouraged to enter the portal, to seek more opportunity. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not buying that 30 portal because here's why: the roster's going to 105. Michigan's not trying to deplete the roster. That's not happening.
So I was just added to this group chat on IG, and I can confirm this looks real.
That's him.
This looks real. If you have IG, TJ, we'll
I do not have IG, so that's why I'm out the loop. Okay, I respect it. Hey, you know what, real. Man? Guess what? Confirmed on the Voice of College Football. That's why you come here, boys.
Big J journalism.
We get the goodies. We get the goodies sometimes.
The super chats keep flowing. We love this.
Hey, I'll tell you this though, John. I'll tell you this though. If this comes to fruition, if anybody is like, oh, he's trolling again, just take a breath, boys. It's sometimes these kids are not trolling. And I promise you, a lot of people felt. Well, actually, I don't promise. I know because we did receipts. Underwood was not trolling. Although that one post was a troll. But I mean, just like, you never know. Just sit back. Let's just observe it. We'll see what goes down.
Raka says Alex Orji equals Taysom Hill. Quarterback ain't it for him. I could see it. I look, yeah, Taysom Hill type role, tight end. Maybe with like a little bit of quarterback, like, you're in there once or twice at quarterback, like Taysom Hill. Okay.
Hey, Taysom Hill's a dog, though.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely. Earl Westway with the 10. I hope Michigan is recruiting the right players for the program and not just chasing stars like A&M. They had 9 5-stars and had a lot of character issues and cost Jimbo his job. So this is something that we all talked about. You, me, Maze Madman, a bunch of people were talking about this. And I think Sharon just isn't Jimbo Fisher.
Right. I mean, look, there's 2 ways to go about this, right? So you see the programs who they acquire the elite talent, right? And then they have issues, they have culture issues, and the team doesn't stick, and then players start entering the portal, Texas A&M, or like, even though Miami's having a better year this year, like Miami used to. But then you have these other teams who acquire elite talent, and they're able to maintain culture. Oregon, Texas, Georgia, previously Alabama, not so much. Kalen DeBoer is not doing so well here, but it is possible. If you look at the top teams in college football, they're all big money spenders. There is the occasional team like Penn State right now that's not necessarily on an elite status NIL wise, but they happen to have a team of juniors and seniors and key players like Drew Aller at quarterback. So, and at tight end, but like, it's just, you have to find a balance, and it just comes down to, this is what John was kind of talking about. You need a leader of men, and there's a strong belief and confidence that Sharon Moore is that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you saw the way he handled that Penn State game last year. You saw the way he handled Ohio State last year. You saw the way he handled this game against Ohio State. He's not giving me, the culture never broke. As tough as this year was, you know how many teams give up when their quarterback situation is garbage? A lot, and our team never gave up. So that's a culture thing. Sharon's doing all right. Let's see what he can do with it. Listen, these are new hurdles for us. We're gonna experience it all together. We'll see how it goes.
Supreme Mans, how would you feel about getting KC Concepcion?
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
I'll look it up.
Oh, Phil. No,
Alabama?
no, that's not the one. North
Transfer from North Carolina
transfer.
Right. That's funny. There's literally a Latino actress and singer with the same name. I'll be real with you, man. I'm not up on it. I'm not up on them. So that's on me.
Yeah. At first, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's a very different type."
Yeah, I was like, a singer? Are we getting a? I don't know how. We went up to the big house. What are we doing here?
So we're not done for this week, because tomorrow TJ's got a special show.
Yep. So tomorrow we have the Wednesday. Typically it's Thursday 8 p.m., but tomorrow, National Signing Day, we're doing a National Signing Day special tomorrow at 8 p.m. That is the call-in show. Listen, I'll tell you right now, we land Gibson because we just confirmed that he ain't, we at least confirmed the DM situation. That's real. If that goes down, we're going live early, bro. We're gonna go live early, and if it goes down real early, I think when they say he was committing, so if it goes down real early, maybe we'll go live, then we'll take a break. We'll do it again later. We'll figure it out. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. Enjoy the day. Michigan should have a very good day tomorrow. I anticipate some fun for everybody. Enjoy that. And let's just enjoy the show because Michigan's doing the damn thing. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. for sure, there will be a call-in show. And as you guys know, the format for all of our call-in shows is every $100, we go an extra hour. And we've had some crazy shows, John. We've gone 14 hours. We've gone 11. We've gone 9. And I got people complaining I'm effing their sleep cycle up. My own sleep cycle's effed up. I don't even get tired till 3 a.m. right now. I got to make sure I go to bed at like midnight now. So yeah, it's a good time. Enjoy the community. I mean, I know anyone who's new to the show, you see the community. We got the best community on YouTube, and it's an honor to be a part of it with all of you. It's an honor to share this with my co-host John, who's currently DMing Gibson right now. Just kidding. But
you're not wrong. I was actually just telling all of them that I'm on right now, so maybe a couple of them can join us at the very end here.
Bro.
No, this is
you're not
beautiful.
wrong, bro.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so, we'll see what's up. But no, hey, again though, John, this show's fire. I mean, look how fun this is, bro. We do a show that's live. And that's what's dope too, dude. How many times we have a show at a very good time, because how many times like breaking news happen, or like we experience this stuff together, or the Gibson thing drops. We got the DM thing going on right now. Like, it's just all fun, man. So
it's a great time.
Love it. Love the community. Shout out to you guys. You guys make this show happen. The channel's blowing up. We know this. You guys, I'm pretty sure, are aware of this, especially the people who started with us. You've seen us grow, and we could not do any of it without you. We appreciate all of you. And we'll definitely, tomorrow, 8 p.m. And I do promise this. Gibson goes live. We'll make it happen. I'll go live. I'll go live for sure. Or if Gibson does commit to Michigan, we're going live. And then we'll figure out the rest. I'll update everyone on social media. You're now following me on social media. It's TJ_Ronin. We give updates there. And John, hey, you're more than welcome to join me tomorrow, man. You want to join in tomorrow? Let me know. We'll get you. We'll do the damn thing.
Yeah, definitely gonna support. Maybe if I get a chance to break away from other stuff, I'll call in for a bit. But man, you got this. You got this.
Of course. You got this.
But GT, yeah, thank you for giving. So GT doesn't just tell people to like and subscribe, but GT also contributes $2 to make sure that people see it. That's the type of people we have in our community, man. Hit like and subscribe if you like winning. Facts. Jacob, I'm scared we may have created a psychopath in Ryan Day. Bro was straight tweaking after the game, but for real, I hope he isn't getting harassed too much. Yeah, look, as much as we make fun of third base Ryan Day on here, and we put up the open to work, and we do all that stuff, I do not condone people going after his family. I do not condone, these crazy Ohio people who are giving him hate mail and death threats and all that shit. Like, this is still a football game. It's a very important rivalry, the best rivalry in sports, but like, Ohio fans need to chill out a little. I understand they're upset, but like, chill out a little. Just a little.
Yeah, I mean, he's a human.
Yeah.
He's a human, man.
Rocco with the 5. Thoughts on new generation of players afraid of competition, and is it bad for college football?
Listen, that's an excellent question, right? So here's where I'm at with it. There are some players who aren't built for it, but there's other players who are. And the ones who are the ones who excel. And then you also find out there's some that have elite talent, but they're also not built for it. And then they get to the NFL and they get exposed. So listen, it's just what it is. But those who grind and they will excel. So it's just what it is, man. You're gonna always have that. You're always gonna have that dichotomy. It's part of what it is now. I mean, unfortunately, the reality is, I think in a lot of sports now, it's getting a little like look at this planting flag thing. Like everyone's like, some people are like blowing like, oh my god. It's all good. It's okay. Like it's okay to be about the competition and also be physical and not need participation, and like not to like push a participation trophy like narrative, but like it's okay to strive to be elite, and those who do typically rise to the top. So it is what it is, man. It's just, I think it's just a sociological reality.
Well, we really appreciate all the contributions and all the support tonight. If you stopped by, if you hit the like button, if you did anything, if you just watched us even for a little bit, I mean, you have to understand it means the world to us. Before we go, I want to give our sponsors one more plug. So we are sponsored each and every Tuesday by the Win Agency Health Insurance. So any questions, assistance with enrollment, just contact their office at winagency.com or call 810-241-3562. They are here to help. So go ahead and do that. They're great people, and we're big fans here.
All right, so update on the subscriber chase for Miami. We are just a little bit over 20 away from catching them. So I fully expect tomorrow, if not tonight, fully expect tomorrow we will surpass Miami. So shout out to you guys. Greatly appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be nice to have bragging rights in the entire network and just, be like, hey, hey, we listen, most wins in college football, most subscribers in the Voice of College Football Network. It's just what it is. We're Michigan. This is what the leaders and best do.
Wow, we are so close, guys, to catching Miami. And it wasn't that long ago that we were just like in the 5K range. We were just, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. And it's because of every single person who's watching right now.
Oh yeah. And not only that, everyone's sharing it with their friends. Like, dude, we've had so many people calling and be like, yo, my boy showed me your show, you guys rock with us. We appreciate it, man. Listen, I know I give a special shout out to my night shift guys. We got these guys who work a night shift, and they're like, bro, you're getting me through get me through work. Listen, shout out to you guys. We appreciate you, but also shout out to my 8 to 5ers, bro. Shout out to the 8 to 5ers who listen to us. We appreciate you getting you through the day. We're here for it, man. And we appreciate the entire community. Shout out to everybody, 8 to 5, night shifters. It doesn't matter. Appreciate all you guys. We're glad you guys enjoy the show, man. And you guys are a part of the show. Know that. And also, I haven't said this in a while, John, but I promise you this, and anyone who's watched us for a long time, you guys know this. Where we are now is not where we're going. I promise you the show will keep getting better. We got some cool stuff on the way. The sponsorship thing I was talking about with the NIL trading cards. I'm in the works with that right now. We got some giveaways coming, some autographed NIL cards, all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming.
Okay, we're up to so 9.61. So we're 20 away. This is absolutely incredible. We're 20 away right now. So that means probably tomorrow night, if you guys keep rolling on this, tomorrow night you'll get to knock out Mario Cristobal with our buddy Kenneth Grant. So everybody just hit that sub button. I'm literally in the process right now of updating this so we can show it live right before we get off here. This is beautiful. We're so close, guys. Everybody get your friends to subscribe. Hit that bell.
We'll get there. We're
going to get there.
We just added 10 more. Shout out to you guys, man. We appreciate it.
There we go. Yeah, that's the wrong one. But no, I really do appreciate everybody who's doing anything today to help us out. Because we've come a long way in a year. I started doing this show. Like Nate Marshall had committed the first time, and we had we were at 5K subs, and now look at this. This is unreal. So close now. And that's because of all of you.
That's already outdated.
It's already outdated.
We're it should say 9.62 now, not 9.6.
Oh my god.
Already outdated, bro. Already outdated. Do better,
wow.
John.
Okay.
So hey, we're growing and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
GT with the 5. We know Mario won't take a knee, so we'll have to catch him. Good, nice one there. Yeah, Mario doesn't like to take a knee sometimes.
We got some clever commenters in our community, man.
Incredible. Keegan, are we getting Gibson? Signs are looking very good, dude.
We'll just say this, man. We have verified it's the real him, and
I can confirm.
Word is he's not trolling, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. If it goes down, we're going live. I'm going live. I'll promise you that.
Yeah, we're not afraid to do an emergency episode. We did one for Bryce, and you hosted that with Kinetic. I stopped by after my event.
Your conference.
Literally ran from my networking event in my suit to be here with you guys. Thank you, Moose. And Moose has been encouraging people to hit the like too, which is really appreciated, Moose. All right.
All right,
So
boys.
so like I said, we encourage everybody to come back tomorrow night, and it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, right?
8 p.m. Eastern, 100% for sure. 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, National Signing Day special. We will go early, live early. If a Gibson goes down, we got to. So that'll be a good time.
There we go.
So stay on the lookout for that. If you guys want updates, the updates will be on the social media. Follow me at TJ_Ronin on Twitter. I don't got the Instagram set up. I should probably make one, but we'll figure it out.
And that does it for us today. We went almost 3 hours on a Tuesday show, which is wild, but had to do it. And until next time. What's your Twitter so people can follow you?
TJ_Ronin. Get at me.
There it is. And it's right there. You can see it below. You can see it. We'll take that off. We'll take that off. And then you'll be able to see it. There we are. So TJ_Ronin and at John Diadamo for your takes on Michigan football. Thanks everybody so much. And until next time, go blue.
Go blue.